am welcome. Thank
We're
you.
in a new studio.
Makeshift. You know, we had to throw something together pretty quick. DNA Studios was not available, and we had a pretty cool interview opportunity. Got a guest coming up a little later.
Yeah,
in
VIP.
the show once coffee arrives.
We don't get too many guests like this in, right?
No, not of this stature.
Not
No.
of this stature. Okay.
I mean, our guest, later in the show, I mean, she's used to having a production assistant.
You gave it
Yeah,
away. You
right.
said she.
Oh.
Hey, I didn't give anything away.
You said she.
Hey, I narrowed it down. I mean, it's 50-50. So, I mean,
So is this our first female guest?
I believe so.
It's going to be our first female
yes.
guest.
Yeah, sure is.
We had one lined up recently, but that fell apart kind of last minute.
You know what?
That guest will be on. We'll keep that under wraps for now.
And
she'll be on later. But
when that guest does come, she ghosted me. I'm gonna get on her.
ooh, wow,
I'm
yeah,
gonna get on
that's a
her.
problem. Maybe she got stage fright.
There you go. That's what it was.
It's probably stage fright.
That's what it
People
was.
get nerves and things of that nature, and that's
I think
understandable.
I think it was stage fright.
This is episode 21.
Is that all?
Yeah.
So we recorded our 20th. It's kind of a milestone episode. Whenever you make
Yeah.
20, we should do it every 10 or something. And
20.
you didn't even let us know.
I know what the fuck, Diego.
We passed a milestone, and you didn't even let us know, man.
I apologize.
The problem is
Flagrant foul. Throw a flag.
he gets too tipsy before he even starts pushing buttons.
Yeah.
He,
And then
he forgets how to
forgets.
count.
And then he forgets what
I
to.
do.
I mean, look, we're 3/4 of the way.
Yeah, I mean,
Thank you, Hollahead.
not even 5 minutes into the
80 proof.
podcast, and we're already a quarter of a way through the
Kentucky.
bottle.
Hey, listen.
Straight bourbon,
Shout out to Hollerhead Whiskey.
banana flavor.
If you haven't tried it with this cherry vanilla
Oh,
Coke Zero,
it's on point,
bro.
Yeah.
That's where it's at.
I mean, I should probably pull this Coca-Cola label off. I don't think
You
they'll
know
ever
what? That's a good
sponsor.
idea.
it.
yeah,
That's a good-
they're
that's
not
a
a
good
sponsor,
idea.
but
That's
Don't
a
they
good
have
idea.
like a
we've already kind of put it out there.
what's
now,
what's a off-brand of Coke?
like Sam's Choice, like at Walmart.
Go
Sam's
support
Cola,
Sam's
whatever
Choice.
it's called. Yeah. I don't know if they have Sam's
Cherry
cherry
vanilla.
vanilla.
You
I
know
don't
what-
think they're that far
what
into
about,
it.
What about Manzanilla, that apple soda?
That might be good.
Never heard of it. Where
That's
is-
that's
where is that?
Mexican.
Is that like at Fiesta or like?
Yeah.
where
Well, you
else
know,
is
like
that?
if you go to the
H-E-B?
little taquerias, they always
Yeah.
have the bottles.
Yes.
Okay.
And they say those are the best. I don't really drink. I don't drink them because I'm a big drinker when it comes to, and that's like a little skinny bottle.
Yeah.
And if it's not something that I can just go and refill, I'm not gonna keep paying for bottle after bottle.
Yeah,
after bottle.
I'm the same way.
Yeah, I'm gonna try the Manzanilla.
I'm cheap like
Apple
that. too.
soda.
Apple soda.
Apple soda. I know grapefruit soda is really good,
Huh?
but with tequila, I don't know about with whiskey.
What's that?
Squirt.
Squirt. Squirt. Yeah.
Tequila
That's
and
a
squirt.
Mexican one too.
That's really good. Yeah, that's definitely really good. So we hit our 20th episode in what? Has it been a year? Hasn't been a year.
Coming
yet.
up on it. We're coming up on it. I think April or May might make a year for us.
Okay. What, you know exactly when we started?
No, I don't.
Yeah. It's a good question. We'll have to research that. Put our statistician on Googling that. But we're coming up on a year, pretty close to a year and 21 episodes.
We're coming up on our,
We're getting a little more regular about doing these too.
I
So
know,
What we have.
because we just did one when Tuesday.
Mhm.
yeah.
Was it
Fat Tuesday.
Yeah.
Oh, it was
whenever
Fat
you
Tuesday.
whenever you hit me up like 2 days after, like, hey, let's get a podcast in, and like, God, we just finished recording one, man. What
The
are
more-
we
hey,
doing? But I love it. I'm down to drink howler and shoot the breeze with the fellas anytime.
So we're coming up on a year. We're coming up on, we talked about this the other day, 2 years since we signed with Fight Pass, right?
Yeah. 44 was our first Fury on Fight Pass.
That was March 6th.
yeah. That popped up in my feed, my memories,
March.
not too long ago.
Were you there?
Yes, I was.
I know you were. I was just checking.
Okay.
Just making sure you're not too drunk yet.
Not yet. Not yet.
All right, so that was CJ and Silva.
Yeah. The Fury banger of all bangers.
Set it off.
Vergara versus Silva. But, man, that Smotherman Caballero fight is right up there. That's a
Yeah.
contender, man.
Man, so speaking of Smotherman Caballero, so he got called to fight tonight.
Which he?
Cameron.
Okay.
Smotherman. And so Vegas requires a new blood test, like a fourth one.
Okay.
Normally it's just a 3 blood test panel. And Cameron had those, and he was going to have to run and get it done, and he's in the car, and he's on his way. And then I think they called him and said, man, tomorrow is weigh-ins. They called him on Thursday. Tomorrow's weigh-ins. You have to have the blood test back before you can step on the scale. and there was an official time, and it just wasn't going to come back.
Logistically, it was just impossible for him to make that deadline.
Yeah,
Damn.
but he was already ready.
Oh, I'm sure.
Dude,
he
can you
was,
imagine how great that would have been that he won the title
Yes.
2 weeks ago?
'Cause we've talked about that
2 weeks ago.
I mentioned to him, at that dinner after the fights, I was like, man, you have to make contenders. He's like, man, I don't know. I feel like I might get the straight call up. And here we are, like a couple of weeks after, and
He had
they
it,
were on
bro.
the phone. I mean, talk
They
about
were-
speaking it into existence.
It's kind of bittersweet because they were calling him in to replace Jose Johnson.
Oh wow,
Oh.
yeah, damn.
So, which is our other guy.
Yeah.
But
I saw
Jose-
something he
Jose's
posted
out.
on social media that he was out. I don't know what happened
Some
there.
medical stuff.
Yeah, look forward to him
Kinda
getting back in there
sucks,
soon.
But yeah, man. So we're coming up. March 6th is 2 years since we signed with Fight Pass, and we're 37 events on Fight Pass later
That's insane, right?
in 2 years. That's more than one a month, right?
Yeah, it is. We started at 44, and we've almost done that many events
76.
since we've been on Fight Pass in the last 2 years.
That's crazy.
It's crazy, man. I love it though. I love it. I wouldn't have it any other way. Let's double this schedule.
Hey, what about this? A toast?
Cheers, yeah, to
To
2 years
torch.
on Fight Pass, right?
In what, 2 weeks?
Yeah,
We'll be cheers.
coming up on it.
We'll be cheersing again.
Yeah,
That's
we'll
all right.
do the
That's
cheers
all
again.
right.
I'm fine with
There
that.
you go. There's a reason to celebrate.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've got some stuff coming up.
San Antonio coming up on March 24th.
Yeah, I'm looking for a bantamweight, man. I posted something a little bit earlier about a
Yeah,
bantamweight.
and 2-0. You got a 2-0 for a bantamweight.
Elijah Smith,
Okay.
Gilbert Smith's son. They're out in Denver. For some reason, I just can't get anybody to fight this kid. He's young. He's a stud.
What's the rep on him?
And I don't know. He's well-rounded.
Does he have convictions? I mean, is there something they need to be afraid of?
I don't look at him as just like a wrestler or a striker. He's pretty well-rounded. He's done
Yeah.
well. He's fought for us twice already. I think he finished both fights. And the opportunity's there for a bantamweight, and this dude's open. He's like, man, I don't care what the record is. I don't care who it is. Like, I pitched him Kale Moniz. Kale's got a big record, and he's a
Yeah.
stud.
He's a
And
killer.
stud. And they're like, yeah, we'll take it. But, like, for me and Rich have to be real careful and figure out that fine line. Like, I know you will
Yeah.
fight anybody.
Exactly.
But I
Sometimes
still
you
have
to protect
look,
fighters from themselves.
Right. I still have to look out for you and make sure that we're
That
doing,
was kind of
doing our job.
That was kind of the chance y'all took whenever Josh Van wanted to fight Paris Moran. It's like, hold on, we don't know if you're ready yet. Sometimes you give those guys
Even
that
Josh in
opportunity and they're
Cleveland.
able to take advantage of it.
You
But-
look at Josh and Cleveland's records, and that was a big step up too.
Yeah.
I mean, as well in Cameron Graves.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes the circumstances work out. Sometimes they don't.
That's why y'all are so good at what you do. You know where that fine line is, and you know when to press the gas, and you know when not to. So I'm sure you'll find a 2-0.
I think somebody
close.
Normally, I don't post stuff to do it because I'll just go down our roster, but I've exhausted
Yeah.
our roster, and a lot of it has to do with we're 2 months in and 5 shows in already for the new year. So guys have just fought the last few weeks,
Yeah,
and then having the 2 shows coming up in one weekend has pretty much exhausted our roster. I mean, we got 21
Yeah, we-
fights
we
on
have a
one
lot of
card and 20
135ers, yeah.
21 fights on one card and 22 on the other. 43 fights. That's 80 something guys that are already booked. So it's
Yeah.
Wow.
we're probably gonna have to sign some more guys.
So
figure it out.
more.
Some more.
In an already loaded bantamweight division.
Yeah, we're
I
gonna
love
have
it,
some
man.
more guys.
I love it. That speaks volumes
Well-
about what you guys are doing.
What has been real complicated though for us is building the female divisions.
Yeah.
Like it's getting harder and harder to build female divisions. You got girls that are still fighting at 105, asking for 110 weights, and we were doing that, and I think it's okay to do it as amateurs and do it in the amateur fights, but
There's not really
there's not that
pro
division in the UFC.
105, yeah.
Yeah, I mean there is in like outside the country organizations, but the UFC, and I don't know if Mick's gonna try and pitch that or if he ever would. So if you're not a 115er, it's hard, and I'm starting to find more and more 105ers now.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, these girls there's enough of them to make a division, but if the UFC's
But
not,
where do you send them?
yeah, what do I do with
Yeah,
them?
I
If
got
I
you.
do start building them, what do I do with them? So you either got them too small or too big. That middle.
That's always the problem, right? I mean, right, Diego?
Is that always the problem? You're either too small or too big, Diego?
That's what she said, right?
Yeah.
I hope not too small.
I'm sure we'll work that out, though. Maybe we create a 105 division, and you build it the way that you guys do every other division, and it kind of forces the UFC to take a look at possibly.
Well, if you look at like Little Amber,
doing that, yeah.
She fought and won our 105 belt, right?
Yeah. And we were immediately trying to get her to go up to like 115.
Right after, I was wanting her to fight Mia.
For that reason, yeah.
To fight Mia for that reason.
I mean, that's going to be a banger if and when that happens.
But I see like she's fighting for peak, and she's doing like super atom weight. And what is super atom weight?
Was that 95?
No, I mean I know atom weight's 105. Super atom weight is what, 110 maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. They made a division
They're
for her, and they're
creating
making fights.
okay.
But
You know,
in my mind, I'm like, why are y'all doing that? For what? Just to collect ticket money, or because it's not a division that's going to really do anything or go anywhere.
Maybe they're trying to, sell like their own in-house pay-per-views based on we're the only ones doing this. I mean, that's the only thing I could think of off the top of my head. But hey, cheers to them. Hope it works out well. I look forward to getting Amber Trail back in the Fury cage sometime soon.
Those divisions are hard, and it's not something we're real interested in.
Yeah,
anymore,
I hear you.
Anyhow, we're bringing a guest.
Yeah, are we ready?
A female?
Is there coffee?
Is there a female guest? You got coffee
Coffee's
somewhere?
been delivered and coffee's in the house. All right, let's welcome into the Fury Unleashed podcast, KillHer Bee, Nguyen. Ladies and gentlemen.
B, where's your coffee at?
Goes wild. He'll bring it straight in.
You're making an Irish coffee?
No.
Pour some howler in it?
I could. No, I like my whiskey straight.
This
though.
is straight whiskey.
Yeah, I like it straight.
You don't want no Coke? This
No.
is you didn't. This is vanilla.
There's cherry vanilla soda available.
That's real sweet, guys. But
Yeah, no, all right.
Okay, hey,
I like it straight.
Soldier.
Alpha.
Soldier. Let me see.
Yeah, it's pretty good straight as well.
I've actually never had a howler head.
Oh man, you hear that, Dana? You hear
First
that?
time ever. Nguyen drinking the howler.
It's good.
She loves it.
No, I have had howler. Sean gave me some howler before.
Sean Shelby.
Sean
Yeah.
Shelby, UFC matchmaker.
Sean.
Yeah,
You talked to Sean?
Sean. I've been friends with Sean for a long time, so now I love that like mixed part of it too, because now it's
That's
just
fucking
organic.
amazing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now it's just organic. I love them. Sean and Mick, great people.
So you're living in Vegas now.
Yeah, I'm moving back though, dude. I'm coming back to Houston.
What took you to Vegas?
So I knew a little while back when COVID happened, I had to come back from Asia. I think I would have stayed out there and fought for one and just kept going. But when COVID happened, I had to come back because I was like, if I'm gonna get stuck somewhere, I'm gonna get stuck where my mom is.
Need to be
She's
home,
over
right?
70,
Yeah.
So I go home straight to my mom's, and then everything sinks in of like, you've been moving like crazy for 7 years overseas. I was flying 32 hours there and back.
Jesus.
Once at least a month. Just chasing, So I was like, I need to chill out, calm down. Then through COVID, I reassessed everything, and I was like, what do I love more than fighting? But I could stay in the realm. So I was like, I've always mentored, I've mentored Alden and all those kids. It's always been kind of part of my personality. So I was like, and I managed myself after letting go of one of my managements early on in the years. And so I was like, maybe I can do management. But then I was like, but I don't know the law side of it,
Right.
So I spoke to a bunch of agencies, and I'm kind of just rambling, aren't I? Nobody asked me about this, but
It's all
whatever.
good.
No, go ahead.
Unleash.
I
Unleash.
spoke to Oren, and then we decided to partner with each other, and then I started managing. So don't know where that started and where it went to, but I'm here now. This is the space I'm in. So I'm dealing with Sean and Mick a little more, and it's fun. They're great.
You're dealing with them because you have fighters that
Right.
you're managing.
Right.
But you're working for KO Reps?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're and y'all
Well,
have
we work together, so I don't work for KO. He doesn't pay me. I have athletes, my own athletes. I
Okay.
work under his umbrella to ensure that I have the backing
Okay.
of somebody who knows law and knows sports agency.
Okay.
That way I can be there for my athletes, but they're not lacking in any sense,
Yeah. of
Did
course.
he manage you
No.
prior? How
It's
did
funny-
you get hooked up with him then?
it's funny
Because I mean,
because-
there's if you look at it, there's a ton of managers out there. What brought you to?
Oren, right?
Yeah.
So I had no idea who Oren is, and Oren knows this. I make fun of him all the time. Nobody knows who Oren is. He
I've
doesn't-
never met him, and we run a pretty decent sized organization that
Yeah.
I
'Cause
talk to
he's-
managers everywhere, and
He's
I've never
low
talked to
key.
him.
He's the only manager though that has a degree in sports management, and he's NFL certified and stuff too. But he's super low key. I have to like push him out. Now that I work for him, like I'm more spreading KO reps than he is because he loves to just do the work. He gets the money for the athletes, and that's it. But yeah, I didn't know who he was either. It's funny because when we started working together, I signed some athletes, and he sent me this email all like bitter.
Was it Orrin Hodak?
Yeah, years ago, Orrin emailed me like 4 times to try to manage me, and I completely like ignored him. So like, Orrin, I didn't know who you were, you know.
Yeah.
But no, I think he's one of the best managers, and I love working with him. And I'm big on We've known each other so long, all of us actually. And I know I just showed our age, but you know the most important thing is
It's crazy being 30 now, right? I mean,
Yeah, 29.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, good people matter.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who are good at different shit.
Yep.
But good people matter.
Well, that's why I try and tell people, like, you never know when you're gonna need somebody, so don't ever burn a bridge, like
Word.
ever.
100%.
You know, like number one, it has to be something really huge for you to stop talking to somebody or burn a
Right.
bridge. But like,
Right.
if you can mend a relationship, man,
Yeah.
try and fix it.
Unless
you
it's
know?
your ex, then burn that
100%.
shit.
Yeah,
trash
yeah.
Well,
it.
yeah, unless it's
There's
somebody,
always exceptions to a rule.
But,
yeah.
but
Throw it.
there's some people that go back to their exes and it's better than the first time.
Have you really?
When?
Have you?
Name,
Not
name
me.
one. I want to
Not
name.
me.
I want to
I have
name.
no exes.
Who knows anybody
What,
that's been the
what
case?
I was taught is like in the Asian culture is like once you crack a vase, you can glue it back together, but the crack's there.
Boom.
Oh.
Yeah.
The crack's always is never as pretty as before.
Oh,
That's a good analogy.
I love those
Right.
Asian proverbs.
Yeah.
You too, right, Diego?
So you were living where in Asia?
Every freaking where. Mostly in Phuket, Thailand, but then I went to Vietnam too, and then Singapore.
Singapore's nice, I bet.
It is, but it's too many rules.
Really?
Yeah, I need a little spice in my life. I'm Vietnamese.
So you were out there because of one?
Yeah.
So how long were you there?
I was signed with one for 5 years, so I was off and on in Asia, different places, about 5-6 years.
But they didn't keep you super busy fighting.
They did.
Oh, they did? How many fights
Well,
did you have for one? It was all Muay Thai or was MMA
I had
too,
a
right?
ton of fights. Muay Thai, and that's why you guys don't know, because I did Muay Thai too, and it doesn't
Okay.
really count when you look at
It doesn't look at it, yeah.
Yeah. No, they kept me busy because it's the same thing, Eric. Since I started my career, it's probably why I'm not a champion. Probably why I don't have a perfect record. You give me a name and I say yes.
Yeah.
You know. So I was like fighting 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 week, whatever. I was fighting.
And they
You're
pay
a
good, too,
promoter's
huh?
fighter. That's
They
kind of
pay
fighter.
decent.
That's
the
my
promoters
favorite type.
love.
This
yeah.
is my favorite type of fighter.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't manage my fighters this way.
Yeah, good.
I learn
Good,
from
good.
my mistakes.
Right. So yeah. So speaking on that, like you get put in a different position, right?
Mm-hmm.
When it's you that is the one taking the fights and stuff.
Yeah.
Here comes B's assistant with
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, guys.
We'll
Oh,
tip
you're
you
gonna
on the
open
way
it
out.
for me.
Well, I mean,
This
you
is
know.
full service podcast, guys.
I feel like if I don't, like, we might get a bad rap. You know, get a bad review.
B loves us too
online.
much.
I love you as friends.
Oh, look, they even put a little coffee in the bag. It didn't spill.
No, you guys,
okay.
they taped the mouth part.
Is there any food in there?
I asked you if you wanted
Jeez,
food.
B,
you
look
know.
at me. Don't I look hungry?
No croissant.
asked
She
them before
offered
you-
us
I'm just-
croissants. You remember?
I'm just playing.
There's no croissant. Yeah, we're not hungry.
Listen, I'm on keto. I can't eat croissants.
You're on keto?
I can't eat croissants anyway. I know people will be like, "How are you on keto and you're drinking whiskey?" Hey, this is zero.
Do,
Cow.
do people really drink coffee out of straws?
Some people
I
do.
don't think so.
Interesting. All right.
Yeah, it's
People
not
just
good.
pick the type of diet
What was I
that,
saying? I forgot.
that accepts
Before
their
the-
flaw.
Before the coffee showed up, I don't remember.
talking about her mindset as far as being a manager.
Oh yeah. So you say you don't manage your
Saying
fighters
yes
that way.
to
I
everybody.
do not. I manage my fighters. You know, they learn from my mistakes. So, but I do keep it real with them. And they trust me and they believe me when I keep it real. Some of them I have to snap like, hey, your stock's not high, bud. That's
Yeah.
not where I can give you, or where
Yeah.
I can get you, you know?
But like coming from the promoter standpoint, when I try and tell a fighter that,
Yeah, you can.
they're like, "Oh, you just want me to
Yeah.
fight him,
Yeah.
or you just want me to take this or take that." I was
Right.
like, "Listen,
Yeah.
man,
You're just all about the money.
I want."
Right.
Yeah, not at all. Like,
No, but-
I'm beyond that. Like, I can be honest and say, when I first started promoting fights, I wanted to make as much money as I possibly could,
Mm-hmm.
and that's when I was doing all the amateur shows. Once you move over to the pros, like the profits significantly drop.
Of course, yeah, your cost goes up, yeah.
And then once you have a mindset that I want to build talent and put guys in the UFC and change their lives, the profit really goes down. Now we're signing talent from all over the world, really. I mean, we had Themba just make his debut.
Flying in people
These
from
dudes are
across the
flying
country.
and it's expensive.
Yeah. Mhm.
Like, and it gets expensive. But so for the fighters that think that I'm trying to just pull them in to fight
Yeah.
anybody, it's not really that. If I can't put you in the UFC or do something positive with you to where it's gonna make us look good,
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense for me.
I look at even more optimistically than that. It's a numbers game. So this is why I cap myself right now. I have 10 athletes and I cap myself there
That's
for a
smart.
while because that's the capacity that I can fully service my athletes.
Right.
You guys deal with so many athletes. How can they look at how can the promoter look at one name and just think of all your best interests? They don't have time for that.
It's hard.
That's why you have
It is hard.
your manager that works hand in hand with you, you know. So even let's say you're the best person in the world, you don't have the capacity to be thinking about what's their best interest in that moment. You're only thinking about what's right in front of you.
So what do you look at when you get an offer for one of your guys? If say you got a 3-0 guy and I offer you a 2-0 guy.
I mean,
does
obviously,
it make sense, or are you gonna? Be
I
like,
don't care about the numbers.
Okay.
I actually am excited about the better record because the sport is so big now. There's more space for people to pad their records.
Yeah.
Also, that you have people like collegiate wrestlers that like lose, but then they still might beat you because then. Being a manager that used to fight, I know styles in fighting. I know what makes and I know who wins and who doesn't win. It's way more complicated than a manager from behind the desk just looking at numbers. I understand fighting, you know? So I look at almost everything.
I took that as a positive too. Like I trained and fought with a lot of the guys that we signed and stuff coming up when I was coming up, and I felt like that helped me a lot in promoting. But now that we're getting bigger and bigger, it's a hard argument, you know?
Yeah, but it also, I truly, truly believe that us fighters, one, it gives us a space, what's after fighting, you know?
Right. And there has to be a plan for that.
Right, so promoting, managing, and things like that. But who better to take care of fighters than people who understand the game? Ray Seffel, for example, you do a great job. I
Ray's
love working
PFL.
with you. Ray Seffel, for example, because he has such big finance backing, Ray takes care of his fighters well. I always am behind Fury and PFL because you guys were fighters. You guys understand, you work closely with fighters, you know, and you treat them well, fair. I'm not going to say well. Some people deserve some shit they deserve. You treat them fair,
Damn.
you know? So, no, seriously.
Yeah, I got you.
I've had a fighter where I literally sit with them and they cried. Because I was just like,
fuck.
we have to nip this in the bud. You have to change your perspective. I need to tell you exactly what you're worth. Because you can't be pushing me. I don't want you to expect this of me, and I can't deliver for you.
Right.
And then you fire me and go somewhere else. Fire them, go somewhere. Like your career's just gonna go in the
Like
dump.
you might
gotta
have
manage expectations.
Like you might have a 3-2 fighter that wants $5,000.
Exactly.
Some shit like
and they'll
that.
throw
Like, what
away
are you
their
talking
career because they want that now, or they're mad at me
Right.
not getting that for them. So I always have these real fucking talks with these people.
Yeah. I try and tell these guys like the regional level of fighting is not about the money.
That's not where the big money is.
It's
you know?
about building your record and getting exposure to get to the big money. And if you listen and you do it right and you have the right guidance,
Right.
you can get there. But if you're trying to get rich, your first 5 pro fights,
Right.
it's probably not going to
Yeah,
work
good
out.
luck
for
to
you.
College
learn.
students, I don't know. My sister was broke, worked 3 jobs while she was in college. Now she makes $500,000. You know, like everybody has to invest time. And
So you have
just,
siblings.
I have 9 siblings.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Mom and daddy was
6
busy.
sisters
Busy,
and
right?
extremely successful.
That's
and like
awesome.
you know me, my personality times 10. Opinionated, brilliant, like sharp, like blunt. Oh, they're scary. They're
Do
scary.
any of them fight or just you?
None of them fight, but one, we have a joke in the family because one is the head economist of Eastern Asia, and she's on Bloomberg. She's on, I don't know, CNN.
CNBC and all that.
CNBC, yeah. She is like, if you need finance from Eastern Asia.
Does she talk politics?
No, she doesn't. She does
Wayne
have
would love her if
to
she
in the
does.
space of economy. So nowadays she does talk politics a lot because in the space of economy, if it's relevant, she does. But she'll like put a link and it's like Bloomberg, and then I'll put a link and it's like blood and like fighting and ESPN. So it's really funny. But yeah, I have a huge family.
So what is your intake like on managers? Now that you're a manager, did you feel like you needed a manager when you were an amateur coming up?
Child, this is a messy conversation.
It can get very messy.
Messy conversation.
Like what do you think, like when does an amateur fighter need a manager?
No, you don't need a manager. You need a good coach. If you don't have a good coach, you need a manager. If you're lucky enough to have a good manager, you're blessed. But because we're working for free.
So obviously, yeah, exactly. That's obviously a manager that's managing an amateur fighter.
I have 3.
Is doing it for the love of it.
Yes. Or
Yeah, one of your amateur fighters ghosted me on this podcast.
really?
Mia Grawl.
Oh, Mia.
Mia was stage fright, I think.
Yeah, we were
Yeah.
talking about that a little bit
She's
earlier.
like, yeah. So she was supposed to come on last week, and she was like,
Did she cancel in time?
she didn't cancel.
We're
She-
working on
ghosted.
that. We're working on that, Mia. We're
Ghosting is where they don't answer. They leave you on
She was
red.
like,
We're working.
first she was like, well, I just fought, and like I got 2 black eyes. Let me get
I
healed
feel like
up. Let me get better.
But that's like
I
what
feel
we're
like a
going
parent
for. Is
right
that
now.
experience,
I
that
feel like a
raw,
parent
real
right now.
So then I
experience.
was like, okay, we're gonna do it next week, Mia.
No, we're working on
And
that.
I gave her the date and everything, and she was
Okay.
like, okay, cool. And
Yeah.
then I was like, all right, are we good to go? And then
Yeah.
she never responded.
You know that you know, it's,
Still
you know
love
the hardest
Mia.
the
I still
hardest
love
thing.
That's what it's probably like dating millennials these days, man. That's probably what it's like. Like, hey,
Well,
we're good
I'm
for dinner,
25.
right?
I am a
Yeah.
Well,
millennial.
Mia's
Yeah, I know,
a
right?
hippie. Mia's a hippie, you know that, right? She's like
No.
super spiritual. A lot of people don't know what makes her a great fighter is also what
Eric
makes her terrible.
Probably
She's
called her
not-
at 3:33.
Yeah, she's not good at business. I have to make her sit down and do her emails. I'm like, you're missing emails, and I'm like, at night you need to sit down at certain times to answer emails, because she just flows. Like she's like really
Free
like
spirit.
she's super spiritual, and she just like
my
goes on her own time, you know. So I'm the opposite. So that kind of works well together, I guess.
You're the opposite in what? Like you have.
I'm
it
like
by
boom,
the-
boom,
Me
boom,
too.
boom, boom.
Oh, like I got a calendar for
Mm-hmm.
everything. Like when to drink my coffee,
Yeah.
when to get a haircut, when,
Yeah.
dude, like
Is
everything.
it an
Yeah.
alert?
Yeah, it'll pop up on my phone. Like,
My
oh, shit,
problem is,
go
you
get a
have this
haircut.
problem though. I overbook. I need an assistant, not to organize. I'm very organized. I need an assistant to not let me overbook.
I don't need an assistant. I need a driver.
Wouldn't that be nice?
A driver would be
Yeah.
nice, and I tell my wife this all the time. I was like, listen, if I had a driver,
You could work.
I
while
could
you're
work
getting,
while I'm
And I
moving.
hear that when things around you are moving, you zone in. See, when you're sitting still, you zone out. That's why,
I
like,
stay in
I
the zone 24/7.
We're
I'm here, but I'm
busybodies.
not here.
Yeah, we're
That's what she said.
busybodies. You know that we wouldn't get hired at jobs. They said. My friend who's a headhunter said we do not hire high achievers. Because you overwork yourself, you get burnt out, and you get bored, and we don't want to keep you occupied. We just want workers.
If somebody
We don't want
hired
high
me, if
achievers.
somebody hired me, I'd probably take his job in a year.
Okay, that's,
Yeah,
that went the competitive route. I just meant like.
yeah, but that's but that falls in line with what you're
Yikes.
saying.
Yeah.
They don't want to hire high
Basically.
achievers because
Yeah.
they want somebody that is complacent, that can do the job. That well, we hired you to do this thing. Stay here, do this thing,
I've
and
been-
just keep doing it over and over and over and over and over. Don't try to. We don't want to pay you more money.
Right.
We don't want to give you a rate. We don't want to
Right.
promote
We
you.
want-
we want you
yeah.
to
Worker
do
bee.
this,
Do this.
until
bee.
you die.
Yeah, yeah.
And I've been very
No thanks.
I've been very blessed that I have not had a boss since I was
Ever since I've known you.
23.
Well, you're 25 now, so that's 2 years that you've been boss free, right?
So
I didn't know this was a podcast of lies.
So when I
Yeah,
was
there's a lot
when
of
I was
lies going on
23, I had my last boss,
Courtesy of Howler Head Whiskey.
and I've
Just
been on my own.
lies,
I've
courtesy
been
of
on my
Howard.
own since then. I'm 41.
This
I don't
is
have to lie
really
about
good
my age.
whiskey, actually. I think
Yeah.
I've tried it, but like it's smooth.
Yeah, it's really good.
Do we have
really
a cup
smooth.
just for ice?
I have like 2 days left to
I don't know if we do.
drink,
Yeah.
and you guys got me on whiskey right now.
Yeah, I mean you're going to you got.
I don't drink
plans
5 weeks
You
out.
said you got plans tonight.
I do have plans tonight. I'm going to see Mario.
Where's Mario at? The
I
arena?
have no idea. My girlfriend just I don't go out. My friends drag me out.
You got a driver.
Yes.
There you go. See,
I don't drive.
You got a driver and didn't even know it.
Yeah. Yeah. They coerce me to go out, and then I have fun. So
Mario's a good concert. I bet.
yeah.
I love Mario. You like R&B?
I don't like Mario. I don't like Neo. I don't like Mario.
I
I
love
love
Neo.
R&B, but I liked Usher. I liked
yeah.
Jaheim. I liked back in the day. I liked that. I didn't like.
Nice.
I don't like the pop. Like Neo gives me corny vibes. You know.
Neo.
Like he's a cornball.
I love
Mario's
Neo.
a little bit cornball too.
I love Chris Brown.
Chris Brown's a good one. That's the homie.
Mario. There's 2 Marios. There's two
There's two
Marios.
Marios.
Yeah, there's Mario Winans, and then there's Mario.
I'm not that old for whining.
So-
I like
So
Mario Ellie.
So yeah,
Houston Rockets.
You know who
Kiss
Mario
of death.
Ellie is?
I like Mario Super
It's the
Mario
Houston
Brothers.
Rockets. You watch any other sports besides fighting?
I'm gonna get shit for this, but I have a lot of most of my friends actually like
I don't.
NFL, NBA. I've never been to I've been to an NFL game once, I think.
If you go live, it's a lot better than watching it on TV.
Really?
Yeah.
Much.
Yeah.
Have I been to a basketball game? My
People give
friend
me
is
shit for it,
the coach for the Rockets, the conditioning coach for the Rockets,
No,
and I
I'm
still
done.
haven't been to a game.
Your friend is?
Yeah, he's the head conditioning.
People
coach.
give me shit for not being a super football fan or baseball fan or whatever, but
Why?
I don't know. I mean, I'm a fight
Like,
promoter.
it's hard.
Like-
It's like once you watch something so extreme, like how do you go back?
Exactly.
You know, how do you go? We're like at crack. How do you go back to like what's I don't know drugs. I don't know drugs at all. Well, okay, we're at heroin.
I don't know drugs either, man.
You go down to what, weed
I don't
or,
get
like,
the references.
sleeping
I'm
pills?
out
All right,
on
that was
crack and
bad.
heroin.
That's
I don't know.
terrible.
That's
We're a
a
lot
terrible
of
analogy.
They're
terrible
same
analogy.
level to me.
Yeah, crack is like.
Anyways, you know what I mean. It's like
How do you go back to weed after heroin, Eric? How? Damn it.
I've never done heroin.
I have smoked. I used to smoke weed. Remember when I dated Justin? I smoked a bunch of weed. After that, I never did.
Justin.
I never
Justin who?
Risework. I dated him for years.
The Wolverine, okay.
Yeah.
How was that?
A lot of our listeners
good.
may not know that, though, so that's why I'm trying to.
Oh yeah.
get
It
that
was
out there.
really good. It was a good relationship. Then that was good enough.
Is he? It's good enough. And then it was time to
purpose.
move on,
Yeah, it
right?
served
It was-
its
You
purpose.
you learned what you needed to.
Man, that was my
And you
first
were-
like
That was your first love.
no, like I'm from the projects. So he got
You
me.
were born where?
I was born in Vietnam, went to
Okay.
Oakland, California,
Okay.
San Jose, and then Acres Homes.
Oh.
So now you see.
You grew up here
I grew,
in Texas.
I came here when I was 14, 15 until now. Yeah. So basically most of my life, but it was Acres Homes, and then then you move out of that. But like when I met him, I'd never gone hiking. I like had terrible credit. He taught me about that. Like like I was
So he
coming
taught
straight
you a
out.
lot of stuff.
He taught me so much. Like
That's
opened the
awesome.
world up for me.
That's great.
So that was good. Yeah.
Good
And-
for you, Justin.
Yeah.
Yeah, good job,
Yeah.
bud.
And
Not
then,
only did you teach her a lot of stuff, but you had a good woman for a little while.
yeah, he did. He did.
Is he retired now? I know he fought for us on some of the early Fury cards.
The last time Risework fought for me is when he lost to Charles Cheeks.
It was like
You
around
fought him?
Yeah.
Fury 10 or
I was
so.
gone by
Is
then.
kind of where I remember him fighting for us.
Yeah, he
It's
fought.
been a minute.
It was,
He was good.
Yeah,
he was
very
good.
good.
But
Very
I think
good.
he was
Really
a martial
good.
artist. I don't think the thing is he needed a little bit more of me, and I need a little bit more of him. He's a martial artist who's good all the way around, right? Every single. But I was the dog.
He was
He
athletic.
needed a little
Okay.
more dog in him.
That's it. That's exactly what
Yeah,
it is.
I was the dog. Like
Yeah.
I was the one that.
But
you
he
know-
was good, man. He could box. He had great
So good.
jiu-jitsu. He had a great physique.
Great
like
cardio.
strong.
he was. Yeah,
He's that
dude.
poster guy, man.
Yeah.
Risework was
Good
the man.
personality, good looks. He could have been.
But it's almost like when shit hit the fan, the switch turned off. And that's what happened. Like, he was beating Charles Cheeks up. And then, like, it got into the 4th round, I think, or 5th round, and it's time for the dog to come out, and the dog came out of Cheeks.
Yeah.
And it's almost like Cheeks locked in a choke,
Yeah.
and there was no defense. It was
Yeah.
just tap, I'm out.
That's why this is a poor man's sport. There's only one person that's incredibly still like performing that came from a good background is Stephen Thompson. But the rest of us, we need that dog. We need to come from
Yes.
nothing so that when you need to pull it out, it's there. Like yeah. So Stephen Thompson, I don't know where he gets. Maybe
Wonder
just
Boy?
competing for so long, it's just built in him, or just naturally competitive. Because everybody else, we
What about
came from
Michael
nothing.
Chandler?
I don't know what channel he comes from.
Chandler's got a dog in
He's
him.
got the
He's
dog
got
in
a
him.
dog, but I don't know what he comes
got
from.
that dog in him, too.
Yeah.
Poirier from you know Dustin.
on.
We all know
Man,
Dustin.
I
He's from the
love
booth.
Dustin Poirier, man.
He acts.
I don't
people-
think Conor McGregor's got that dog in him.
I don't think
Not
so either.
anymore.
He quits.
Not anymore.
He performs in the spotlight when he's not the underdog. When people
He's got
when
that
people
Rocky
praise
2
him,
syndrome.
his battery comes from praise. So when he started losing the praise, Ronda Rousey's the same. The praise
Ooh,
is
yeah.
gone. You have no more battery.
Great take.
You know,
Yeah.
he needs the praise, and if he with this fight coming back, I think if people are like, oh shit, it's Conor McGregor, and makes a huge deal, he might win. But
He's
if nobody
fighting a
cared
dog.
about him,
Yeah.
if nobody cared about Conor, he'd lose every time.
What do you think about John Jones coming back?
Oh man, I have such a controversial
You trained at Jackson's for a little
I
bit,
have a
right?
controversial friendship with him because I am a big advocate and survivor of domestic violence, and he's had some trouble, but I'm also really good friends with him from, he's like that friend that like had some troubled times and you like believe in him, so it's complicated, but I'm always rooting for John. He's a
You
nice
think
guy.
this
He's
is
a
good
great
matchup,
guy.
him and Cyril?
I think it's competitive as shit though. I think Cyril's really, really good. I think John would have
John's gonna have to put the wrestling on him.
take back what I was gonna say.
I
Huh?
think, right?
Huh?
John's gonna have to wrestle him.
Yeah, and the thing is, John's an incredible wrestler.
Yeah,
I've seen in the gym, people just never really made him wrestle. Even Cormier boxed with him a bit, a lot actually. But Cormier was shorter too. But John, I've seen him wrestle some real wrestlers.
Are you gonna go watch? You live in Vegas.
I'm going. Yeah, I'm going.
I might go. Then. I might go.
I'm going. I don't
She
think
lives
we
in
have.
Vegas temporarily. She's on her way back to the H.
Yes.
She's on her way back to
June.
the fofo.
Not the fofo. I saw some big ass houses that I can afford in the fofo.
thanks.
I'm like, I'm not going.
You got the no thanks from B Win.
It's almost like you go back there and anywhere that used to be like projects or run down, they're putting up these badass cribs right
They're
in the middle of it.
gentrifying
Yeah.
that shit, man.
No,
You probably
but the,
get one for dirt cheap.
but the,
Exactly. That's how
the-
that happens.
The worst thing, what's worse than an outsider coming into the hood is somebody who left and came back. I'd be like, rob me on my damn forehead if I go back.
Yeah.
You know?
You were there what year? Did you go to school?
All the
over
way until, so I got locked up at 20.
there? Locked up.
Yeah.
Jeez.
18. I was there until I was from like 15 to 19.
Did you go to high school here?
I went to Big Ike. I went to
Eisenhower?
Kepner, got expelled. Had to go to Missouri City for some type of like, what's that, like, juvie high
You know,
school?
like the what you call
Char-
it?
charter-
Oh, there you go.
education.
yeah, and
there
then
it is.
I went up to Acres Homes, and then I went to Big Ike, Eisenhower.
Eisenhower High School.
Yeah, and
What
then-
year was that? Are you ashamed to say?
It doesn't
I don't
matter
really
what
know.
year it was.
Well, I
man.
wanna know if she went to
Big
high
Ike's
school
a
with
little
Slim
rough.
Thug.
Yeah,
Because-
me and
because-
Slim,
Eisenhower's.
me and Slim are from the same neighborhood, like down the street.
Because Slim went to Eisenhower and I graduated in 2000. I think he graduated in like 02.
No, you guys are older than me.
Yeah, I
you
am.
guys are way older than me. Yeah,
Oh.
but
Way
I
older than
know
you. Am I old
Slim
enough
from
to be
Acres
your dad?
Homes. No,
All right.
I know Slim from Acres Homes, but we definitely did not go to school together. I'm like 07, 08.
Oh, so I'm not that much older than you, B. Jeez, you guys are older than me.
Wow, I'm proud of B for like throwing a number out though.
Yeah.
Wow, hey.
Hey,
I can't.
I don't
can't
care, like-
I'm 33 years old.
There you go. That's
Kick
not
ass.
bad. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Me,
like
me too.
that's like 80 in fighting years though. I've had 56 fights, 13 years, 12
56
years of
fights.
fighting.
Isn't that weird?
That's including amateurs. I'm just saying combatively with my body, I've had 56.
That's crazy because like I'll look at a fighter and before I sign him, like, well, how old is he? And if he's like 32 or 33, I'm like,
You're an asshole. Because women probably look at you like, how old is he?
that's okay.
Yeah, he's got
I
a
don't
beautiful
mind.
wife. Yeah,
I don't mind.
No, I'm
less,
just saying.
less problems,
That's the
right?
equivalent. That's the equivalent.
Yeah, but I'm like 32 or 33. Is Mick or Sean gonna want this guy?
Yeah. From your standpoint, I see why.
You know, or what is it, how many years? If they do take him, how long can he be a champion?
I'm joking with you, but I do the same with management.
Yeah.
I do the same.
I mean, you have to, right?
I
you
only
don't want to waste
manage-
time.
Before
Nobody's
you have a
time.
relationship with the UFC, you know what their criteria is. Prior to that, I mean, maybe 32, 33 isn't so bad.
Right.
Hey, this
Yeah.
guy's got some mileage
And,
left. He's got something
it's
left in
going
the
to
tank.
depend too because
He's
if
still
it's
real competitive.
If it's a female or a heavyweight or a
Right.
205er, it's different.
There
There's
might
that-
still be
those
an opportunity
divisions.
there because
There's
those are
always
smaller
exceptions
divisions.
too.
Yeah.
Like I manage Maida Mazar, and she's 36 right now.
What
I-
weight is she?
She's. Remember, I tried to get fights with you, but nobody. It's hard. Her record's really high. She used to fight for one.
She's
She
not a
was-
25er, is she?
She isn't. She just fought in PFL 25 yesterday.
Did she win?
She lost.
So is she out? Is she free?
We'll discuss after.
I need her.
No, we want. That's why we brought you in. We want to get this on tape.
But she's special.
Diego,
She inspires me,
zoom
so I
in.
signed her.
Oh, I forgot to record. I'm joking.
Yeah, she inspires me personally, so I.
Talk to me after because I could use her.
Okay.
Like coming up, good opportunity.
How'd you get into MMA though?
Self-defense. So when
she
my
went
ex.
when she was fighting at Ike.
That's how she got into MMA.
I
Was
was in an abusive relationship, really bad one, for
With-
6 years.
Not with Rise Work.
No, but before Rise Work. He got locked up, and then I got locked up shortly after. And then when we went out, I was living in a shelter, and I found a gym, Hoger's MMA. Y'all remember that?
Yep, Sam Hoger.
Yeah. It's
You know what I used to call Sam? The Thief.
Sam's terrible.
Why did I call Sam the Thief? Do you know?
No, what did he do?
Did you never watched Ultimate Fighter season one?
Oh shit.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
But Sam never believed in me. So Sam's not.
Okay, real
I'm
quick,
not a fan of him.
let me break this down. Why I
Sidebar.
call it Sam
All right,
Hoger the Thief?
Why is Sam Hoger the thief, Eric?
So if you watch Ultimate Fighter season 1,
Okay.
Sam Hoger stole on the show
Something?
all of the T-shirts and all of the
Oh
like.
really?
Yeah. So when all of the guys were like, "Where did Sam get that T-shirt?" and "Where did he get this T-shirt?" and then they go in his room and the dude's got like 100 shirts in his suitcase.
But like on Tough, why are you? Where are you
Did
gonna hide
nobody
this stuff?
notice like all their shirts were gone? Like where did he get it?
So
It's
he-
gone from my backpack.
Where are you gonna hide this stuff?
So they
You're not
started.
gonna-
They all confronted him, and he was like, "Well, I just got shirts like to take home to my family and stuff."
Aw.
And they're like, "Well, we want some too." So then, like the next episode or later on in the episode, it shows Sam, and he comes with like this big old pile of clothes, and he drops it in the middle of the living room, and he's like, "All right, guys, there you go.
Oh
Take
my
everything
God.
you want.
So he made a
I
big
didn't even
ordeal
know
about it, a
that.
big passive aggressive thing. Okay.
I didn't even know that.
So I think the episode was called The Thief. It's
That's
called Sam.
hilarious.
Shirt guy.
So you trained for The Thief.
No, I didn't train with him. I trained.
Did you get a shirt?
I trained with that guy that got arrested, or people were looking for him for sexual harassment. Ali.
Oh, Ali.
He's old school. It's old school.
He was a kickboxing.
Yes.
Yes.
Anyway.
Muhammad?
Damn, I am old.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn, I am old.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that gym was just a mess. But anyways, self-defense over there, and then I started fighting. You remember when I literally trained like in a gym but I just fought all my life, right? But literally trained in a gym for 3 months, and Bob and Mick came to me and were like, "You want to fight?" And I was like, What do you mean? They're like, just fight, you know? I was like,
Because Mick was
all
training
right,
at
cool.
4 ounce, right?
Yeah. I was like, all right, cool. So I fight Ashley Meza.
Yep.
She had like 4 or 5 fights already, and she was like a beautiful boxer already, right?
Trained at Paradigm.
Yeah, we fought, and literally it was just the dog in me that I broke her in that fight. And if you watch the video, I can barely throw punches. I was like windmilling shit. Oh my god.
It was MMA?
It was Muay Thai, remember? You don't remember? It was a long time ago. But anyways, that was my very first fight. My very first fight was for Mick. That was cool.
It was at the arena?
Yeah.
It was at the Ashley
What a cool
Mesa.
first fight, huh? Arena
Yeah.
theater.
Like, we went back to the arena last year.
Mm-hmm.
It's
For
just, we had shows there.
Love
You
the
had a
venue.
show?
Yeah.
Oh, I
Oh,
would
We had
have.
yeah.
four. We had four.
We did, yeah.
We did 4
That would
Furies
have
there.
been so nostalgic for me.
It was great. It was fun. Love the venue, but god damn, the people that run the place are so hard to work with. Man.
Yeah.
Like
Really?
the sound people, like the technicians, like you can't get any help from them. Like,
Oh, yeah.
hey, we're
Did Mickey-
overmodulated.
Mickey
It's
use
like
them?
it's messing
Yeah,
up the
Mick-
live
yeah, Mick
broadcast.
came
Like,
to the shows.
oh well,
It was cool.
Yeah.
board is right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was cool
It's
sitting
exactly
in
it.
the crowd and Mick sitting there
Oh,
and
man.
him, like, looking at it. But it was a different vibe. Like,
Yeah.
the old school MMA days where we came up are
Yeah.
different than they
The
are now.
culture is different
It's
because
totally different.
whenever something's smaller, we feel like we're a part of something.
Like
And when
ownership,
things
yeah.
spread, it's just, you're just like a
That's
fan
how the
in the
ladies
crowd.
feel, Lee?
The what spreads?
Ownership.
Uh-oh. Yeah, actually, the analogy works.
This
There you
uncomfortable pause brought to you by Howlerhead Whiskey. We're getting that monkey spirit in us.
We are. I don't know about B. She
Hey.
didn't even finish one shot yet.
Yeah.
Shit.
She's still working on it. It's a sipping whiskey.
But as
And-
as an MMA fan back then, that was
Hey,
arena
B fought
theater.
for Fury, too.
I did.
She fought for Cage Combat.
Do you guys know what happened when I fought for this guy? So I beat this girl up, and let me tell you
What did
guys.
I do?
Let me tell you guys.
Beat her out of a bunch of
when
money,
you fight
you sorry
Mexicans,
bastard.
I don't care if on paper they seem worse than you.
Oh,
if
he lost the
they've trained-
decision, right?
They know worse. So I don't. Let me just go back to
Take it back.
public.
B.
Let's
You're
go
fighting
back.
a Mexican person. They are tough as shit.
Yep.
So I beat her up the entire fight.
Who was it?
Kenya Rosas. She was bigger than me.
Raul
She
Rosas'
was-
junior sister.
Yes,
Okay.
she
Yep.
was. But I was beating her up the entire fight. I got cocky. 10-second bell. I kind of swagged back with my hands down. She kicked me. I got knocked out.
Oh,
Oh,
I remember.
So on my record, it says it's amateur, so 3 minutes, right? 2:59 of
I
third
remember.
round
Shit. I
knockout.
remember.
The whole crowd didn't even know I lost.
Yeah.
The ref didn't know I
they
lost.
thought the bell rang and
I
it
learned
was
a
over.
lesson that day about
I remember
Y'all.
that.
don't drop those
tough
hands.
as shit, though.
He's not Mexican.
Oh,
He's-
sorry,
he's-
sorry everybody.
I'm Puerto Rican.
He's Indian.
Oh, sorry about that. I
Yeah.
apologize.
It's
I
all right.
apologize. Please don't cancel me.
I remember that. That was crazy. What year
That
was
was
that?
crazy. Don't do the year. Don't do that. Don't do the year.
It was Cage Combat, so it's
It
been
was-
a minute.
When did
But
we
it's
stop
Eric's.
Cage Combat?
It was like around a little bit before,
was for the
a little
title.
after 30. It was
I
like
am
30-ish.
not-
Probably 13.
I'm not your champion because of that. I'm mixed champion. I could have been an old.
man.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that was at 105 or 115?
115.
Yeah, because I know that girl.
Back in
Kenya
the day,
wasn't
we
making
fought-
no 105.
Yeah, but back in the day, we fought at whatever.
Yeah, B
That's
would have
what-
fought at 25.
That's the thing I'm struggling with the amateurs. So like for me as amateurs just practice, right? I literally took every fight. And nowadays like for me a pro, I'm careful with my fighters, but amateur I'm like, dude, just do it. Just do it. Nobody literally
great advice,
I
yeah.
was such a star as an amateur and then I waited to turn pro and then when I turned pro nobody cared. And that's why I'm trying to tell my fighters, literally nobody cares about your amateur career. Like it's not
Right.
just use it to practice. Just fight hard. The harder the people the better. Why even fight like
How is it dealing with a fighter that has coaches that don't agree with the things that you agree with? Because listening to what you say, I love it.
yes.
But I know that there's some coaches out there that are going to be like, no, we're
So-
gonna pick this amateur fight, or you're not gonna fight this as an
Right,
amateur. This, and I'm
right.
like, well, fuck. Her manager's saying it's okay, or his manager's saying it's okay.
Right.
Why are y'all not allowed?
I know
them to
my
listen?
fighter.
Right.
So this is where you know, nothing's picture perfect. This is where you pick and choose your battles, and it you have to build your rapport with the fighters too, and the coaches. I think also the more they trust me, the more I can talk to them and put in my input. But if we're not at that space, then I kind of lean back when it comes to picking fights, because ultimately it's the coach that can really approve or whatever. I'll veto. I have veto power. You know, like this is not a smart fight for her career, but or
Not as
his
an amateur,
career.
probably, right? Or yeah.
No, I don't have any veto with amateur at all. I'm just there, kind of like a godmother for my amateurs. Any advice you need, I'm here. I support you. Please don't take any deals without me doing it, because I don't want to ruin it. But besides that, I don't really have, you know. But I just want to start the relationship early. I just know now with Alden, I can literally say fight 5 people, and Alden will do it because Alden trusts me so much.
What's
And-
Alden's? What does he have lined up? Anything?
No, we're trying to. We love LFA, but they're just not doing enough shows close to here. So we're trying to see where Alden can go from here. Yeah, yeah. So I mean, like I said, I love working with LFA, but the fact of the matter is, and you know, Mark's a professional. The fact of the matter is, he's doing a lot more shows in Brazil or somewhere else, and it's not local for Alden, you know, and he can sell tickets here. So we'll see what's smart to move.
He's
for
still under
Alden.
contract.
He is technically, but like I said, we have a good rapport with Mark, so we'll talk to him. I think it'll be okay for him to go somewhere else locally.
He's fighting at 25 or 35.
25. I tried him. I actually take the fault for this. I let him take a 35 fight, and it was apparent that he was smaller. He was better than the guy, and it was apparent he was smaller. So
We'd
we're
love to
sticking
have Alden
25.
on roster
Yeah.
and have him fight here at home.
Alden.
I've got a bunch of 25ers.
Yeah,
A lot of them.
Alden love you guys. Alden loves you guys too. So
You
yeah.
fought for us on the
He
amateur
did.
side for a
Yeah,
while.
my amateur
Yeah.
champ.
Mhm.
Yeah, he does.
Alden's
he was.
good, and he loves to stick at home. He's one of those guys. You know, I love to go out, but Alden loves to stick at home, and he's comfortable with Fury, and he's happy. He would love to fight for you guys. So we'll see how it goes. We respect Mark, so we're gonna do due diligence and see.
I
But hopefully Alden can
understand
come
that.
home and fight more. You know, fighters want to fight more,
Yeah.
and if you can't keep him busy, well, you know.
I
if
don't,
it
I don't
works
know.
out.
I don't know. Can we keep anybody busy? I mean, I don't
We
know.
you keep up with any of the guys on our roster?
Mm-mm.
Josh Van, you know Josh Van?
Yeah. So I just had a conversation with him.
Josh is a
Um,
badass.
So he's actually we're speaking. I'm speaking to him right now.
He's a badass.
Josh, and then
She's trying to
well,
poach Josh Van.
I think me and Josh make sense because I have experience in Asia, and he's smaller. And if UFC doesn't work out for him, I have other venues for him. But he loves being at Fury. He's
I
really-
think the UFC is going to work out.
Oh yeah, I'm.
Yes.
Hey, I've got a lot of faith in that kid. I think so
Yeah.
too.
I know he'll be on Contender Series this season for sure.
Mhm.
But hopefully, we're hoping he gets.
How do you not
A
give that
short
kid a
call.
straight call up, man?
Well, I mean, between me and Mick, like I talked to Mick and he said if like they have
Does
a
Mick
fallout,
have
that
the
makes sense.
125?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Mick's got.
That's
the
what makes
25ers.
sense. Like for us, for me to be able to put these 25ers in front of Mick, and he comes to all the shows, most of
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, a lot of them.
For him to be there,
The show's fun for him. It's at home, and
oh,
it's like
dude,
it's just a good time.
Yeah.
a
So
good
for him
time.
to be able to look at his divisions right there, if we got
Yeah.
some talented guys, if you're a
Yeah.
25er,
Yeah.
you should be fighting for us.
Yeah.
Like 25, 85, females,
Yeah. He's always
205,
looking for
heavyweights.
females.
Like those are the divisions, man.
Yeah.
You have a bunch of 25ers.
I
huh?
do.
And you got females.
I do. We actually on our roster altogether we have like 60 fighters. I myself have about 10. So, yeah, I'm learning.
So
Things are
you're
happening.
living in Vegas now. What you're training?
Yeah, so I'm
daily?
fighting in April 1st.
Right, that was my next.
Fighting, yeah. But in Vegas, I'm training. I'm working. I have 2 businesses, an agency and something else. So,
What else do you?
What else?
busy.
OnlyFans.
That's
Hey, they're a sponsor.
that's
Hey.
actually shout out to OnlyFans.
Shout out OnlyFans.
That's what is it called? Passive income, but it's not. It's not a business
Yeah.
for me. But yeah, I'm just working. I bought an investment home. Real estate
I saw that.
investing is like really my new high.
I saw
I
you getting
renovated the
down.
house by
Yeah,
myself.
I saw that.
I
Yeah,
hired
I
contractors
did see that.
only to
Yeah.
build the bathroom.
And you
yeah.
did everything else.
Everything I did flooring, I did paint, I did everything. I
What a
hired
badass.
You never
I like-
studied YouTube?
Yeah, no, actually, yeah. Well, if you have common sense plus YouTube, you're fine. It's like having an instruction manual and then common sense, and you're fine. It's
Right,
like
you can make it work.
you know. But then also important is obviously knowing how to outsource. I wasn't gonna do the bathroom by myself and the rebuild by myself. So yeah, but yeah, I'm into that too. Once I get that up and going, I'm moving back here.
What are you gonna do? Like an Airbnb?
Yeah, there's 2 units for Airbnb. So I turned my garage into a 1-bedroom, 1-bath studio,
Okay.
and the house is a 2-bedroom, 2 baths with a backyard.
Nice.
So both units are right on the strip.
Damn.
Yeah. So
I'll
if you
have
ever
to
need a
look it
place
up.
to stay, if you go to
I
Vegas,
probably
just
will.
hit me
I
up.
probably need a place.
I mean, hotel is like fun for just you, but if you ever bring the family or like a bunch of homies, when there's a lot of friends, a house is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I usually go by myself.
Oh, okay.
But Wayne and Diego want to come, so I'm taking a
Yeah.
look at them.
Whoa,
They
whoa.
get so mad.
No, yeah, no.
Hey.
I only I kid in jest, about the.
Are they write-offs though?
The
Did
fight
they
pass,
come?
of course, it's a
Of course
write-off
they
for
are.
him, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I could write it off too, but that's another story, neither here nor there. But I like to give Eric a hard time about
You
the
know
fight
Justin
pass
Bernard?
invitational stuff.
Can't put a face to it.
You know Justin Bernard?
Don't put me out. Don't ever do that again. I don't know anyone's names. I literally don't remember
You
anyone's
know Eric
names.
Garcia?
Do you know who Wayne Leggett is?
No.
I knew that. I knew she would do that. I knew that she'd do that. That's
She
why I
knows
love
Justin
B.
Bernard.
Yeah,
He's a
I'm sure
tough
she
enough
does.
Announcer. He announces for
okay.
like the Fight Pass Invitational.
Yeah.
He does some of the stuff
So
at the end.
somehow,
You're making me look
He's
worse.
an Asian announcer.
But you keep making me look
Somehow he
worse,
got
and
that
I'm
gig.
hoping you
This
just
is Fury
leave it.
Unleashed.
he wasn't even vying for you. Are we unleashing?
We're unleashed.
Are we unleashing?
What happened?
Unleashed.
No.
What happened? I want to know.
Nothing happened. Nothing happened. So you don't know Justin Bernard. That's all that we need to know.
I was just asking.
Next.
I don't.
Anyway.
I don't.
You know
I haven't
Bruce
had that much howler, so I'm not going
Bruce, I
there.
love
I had-
Bruce.
I said, you know Bruce Buffer.
Bruce is great.
Bruce.
Bruce is a fun guy.
You know Joe Martinez?
Yes. But Bruce is fun. I partied with Bruce a couple times. Yeah.
Do you know the Fury ring announcer?
Mm.
That's the fucking best one.
Is he?
It's okay.
He's the voice and face.
Here he is right here.
He's bald, right?
Boom.
Right here. Joe Martinez is.
No, I really suck at names, guys. Don't need.
So what-
She's thinking of Colin Cantrell.
Vegas. Oh, so
You
I
went to
was
Vegas.
in.
You went from Asia
Yes.
to Texas.
No, to Cali to Vegas.
No, you came here first.
No, I went to my mom's. Remember?
Your mom lives in Vegas.
My mom lives in Cali.
Okay, but what took you to Vegas?
Okay, I'm gonna tell you. I went to Kuala Lumpur, no corner. So in Asia, I didn't have a corner a lot. I went to Kuala Lumpur, no corner. I met Eddie Baracco over there. Actually, I did have a corner, Alex Shields, but nobody held pads. Eddie Baracco held pads for me over there. So when I was in Cali, it was so close for me to go train and go back to my mom. So that's when I went over there, and then I was like, holy crap! There's like such. They train at a high level, and it reminded me of Tiger, but even like way more experienced than Tiger. So I just kept going for camps. But you know what I've realized, and I love XC. I'm going back tomorrow for camp. But you know what I realized? My best camps have been at home, and I don't think it's because the gyms here aren't better than XC. But I think some people function better with more attention, maybe, or just the home base. People know you better, but the fights that I've had at home, I've won. So I just discovered that
When
about
you're
myself.
home, you train where at Main Street?
When I was here, I trained
4
for Ritu Fogat here. I trained actually with Jeremy Mahone, and then I did Houston Muay Thai, of course. Michael Corley's the OG.
Chase.
Love
They have
Michael.
Heritage now
Yeah.
with Eves.
Yep.
Is there?
Yeah.
Have you been over
Oh,
there?
I've never been over there with Eves, but I've been over there when he opened.
I heard Eves is running a badass program.
Really, very good for Michael. I always told him, I was like,
Yeah.
Michael, stop being a stubborn Thai, dude.
Dude, Eves is
Get
the man.
MMA in here. Get
Eves
MMA in
Edwards
here.
is the fucking man.
Yeah, he
And they
is.
get a room of killers. But War gets a room of killers too.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, so they
The thing about War I like is they really pay attention to their low level just as much as high level. Like Trevin gets the same work as Mia, you know, and that's truly important, and it gets lost a lot in big gyms. So that's what I love about War. But War, good for you, is War is. I don't know why you only have one of the girls. Well, I don't know the rest of them.
Sandy just fought for us.
Oh, okay. There's
Matt-
a bunch of girls. There's a good girl
They've got
culture over
Sandy.
there.
They've got Madison. Madison had broke her hand or
Is
something.
I was
Sandy-
going to say, we
There's
had
one
her on one of
girl-
our
just
shows a
fought
while
Ari
back.
Cobb.
There's one girl's trying to talk to me
Got
about
Rain?
signing, but she has some kind of eye problem.
It's her.
Is it Sandy?
Sandy.
Oh, she's fighting again though.
She just fought for us. Yeah.
So she got cleared.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she just fought for us and she lost.
Mm.
You know Ari Cobb?
Yeah, from
Maine.
Bob's.
Yeah. So Ari.
I trained with Ari for a little bit.
You know we have her and Mia matched.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See?
We're gonna give Mia another title fight.
I didn't know that.
Because the girl that fought Mia signed with us a 4-5 deal to turn pro.
I should probably know that.
Yeah, Mia.
I should probably know these things.
Adam Copley. She should probably know.
Yeah, it's not
Copley.
Copley. No, it's not. It's not
Is
Copley.
it Copley?
It's Copley.
Sorry, I love Adam
Yeah.
actually, but I did not know that.
Love him for me.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
Love him
yeah.
for me because he's
Okay,
a
well,
nightmare for us.
Maybe
sometimes.
Maybe Adam.
No, I
maybe-
love
we have a love-hate.
I like
with
Adam, but maybe for this episode I won't because I did not know she was matched up with Ari.
They're fighting for the
So
title
now-
April
Now I gotta
23rd.
I gotta.
So you coming down April 23rd to watch the
I didn't
fight?
even know the fight was matched, and I'm the manager. You see, that's never happened to me in any of my fighters. That I have to chase
They're amateurs.
who Mia's fighting.
They're amateurs.
Okay. Well.
All right,
let's-
so you went Vegas was your choice. Why though?
Oh, Vegas was my choice when I went into management.
Okay.
All the there's so many fighters there, and the events are there, and I wanted to, get to the events. I'm everywhere before I left for Asia, so I wanted to get back in like talking to people and hanging out with people. And it worked out. I found some talent in Vegas, but now I'm gonna come home because I belong here.
And when are you moving back?
Probably like June. I'm thinking June because I fight April 1st. So
So you're boxing.
I'm boxing.
Eric calls those play fights.
No, I don't.
Eric is an idiot.
No, I don't call those play fights. But there's nothing like.
But they're not
MMA.
real fights, right?
Okay, I will tell you.
I'm just trying to rile Eric up.
I was retired. I
get
was
some
retiring
clicks.
from. I was retiring from MMA, and boxing. I said yes to because I will not say it like how Eric's saying it, but
It's
I
different,
would
right?
rather box than go back into another MMA camp. Boxing. Holly Holm has said it. Clarissa has said it. Boxing camp is much simpler and easier on the body than MMA. And so I go strength conditioning, the boxing every day, done by 12. Then I
Right.
can go do my business.
That's just more time consuming to train. for
MMA morning, then midday you have to go back, and then nighttime you have to go back. And then if you don't train 3 times a day, you feel like you're behind and your body's dying.
Because you gotta
and-
grapple, right?
Yeah, and also like you can lose so many different ways, and MMA fans are brutal.
Yeah, but you can't care about that.
Yeah, I mean, take that with a grain of salt.
Yeah, but I was spoiled because of my style. Fans loved me for so long. Towards the end, they were brutal to me, so I was like kind of sensitive about it. But
You're not the kind of person that needs that praise, right? You're not Conor McGregor.
I don't need praise, but I do need respect.
Yeah, of
So
course.
if people say that I suck and don't acknowledge my career and the things that I've done and who I've fought, then I get upset. So it's not much of praise. You don't have to like me as a fighter, but you need to acknowledge that I've done great things.
People who
And
know the
I'm
fight
a great
game,
fighter.
We give you that respect.
Yeah.
Your
Don't-
average MMA fan that may not that has never trained or hasn't fought, and
Right.
they might whatever they'll say what
Right.
they will, but you can't take that stuff
Right,
seriously.
right.
So what made you take this boxing fight?
Oh, I actually went to George and I was like, George, I kind of like to box. And he was like, fuck yeah, like, cool, we'll get it done. And then then Dean came to me with a matchup, and then it was supposed to be Andy Nguyen. And then she went to bare knuckle. And then bare knuckle tried to sign me, and I was like, I'm sorry, I can't do bare knuckle. I'm already matched up for boxing. And so we literally went through like 6 girls until I brought up Emily Whitmire to fight.
Emily lives in Vegas too.
Emily lives in Vegas. She just got out of the UFC, so there's a lot of like credential there. You know
I
what I
had
mean?
signed Emily.
Oh really? Oh, that's right. You were trying to match her up.
She
Actually,
broke her foot.
Oh,
Emily was set to fight for us, and she broke her foot
Damn.
and had to pull out.
that sucks.
So now she's boxing.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a pit stop for her.
I thought that Emily
boxing.
trained at Extreme Couture.
She loves MMA. She's a huh?
She don't train at Extreme Couture.
No, that was years ago. She's syndicate.
She
I
trains
also
with
think she's not
Jerry
at
and
syndicate
Shane
right now.
Shapiro.
I don't think she's even at syndicate. I really don't know, but right now, currently, I know.
Oh, actually, I think she's training with Cobrina now. She's over there with Moreno and
I have
Hector
no
Okay.
idea.
Vasquez and.
We're cool, but I'm not friends with her like that to know where she trains. So I don't know.
It's like she's my neighbor, but I'll fuck her up.
Yeah.
So
Pretty much, right?
she's not one of the ones that would say,
Oh,
"That's my boy."
We live in the same neighborhood. She's from Vegas.
You know
I'm
how
from
many-
Vegas.
You know how many guys I reach out to fight guys, and they're like, "Oh man, I can't fight him.
That's
That's
that
my
new
boy."
wave
That's
bullshit.
my boy. We're Facebook friends,
That's
man.
that new wave
I
bullshit.
liked this picture yesterday. That's my boy.
Our generation, me and Stephanie, oh my god, oh of course. I'm like,
You fought Stephanie Alba?
Alba.
we used to scrap in the gym
Yeah.
because like our shit was like, we grew up in a tough time where we just like only had guys to train, so we were tough back then. And Stephanie's a tough bitch anyway, But like,
Stephanie a lot older
Not
than you.
fighting a friend, let alone just we scrapped in the gym. Like, we didn't care if we were matched up against each other. We would have fought, except for the fact that our coaches would have been mad, maybe. But as far as fighters, we would have fought. Like, it's honestly whatever to me. It's business and personal, like. But a friend fighting me would probably lose just because I don't see it as a friend, and if they see it, they might fight less.
Yeah.
Well, once you
I'm
sever the
coming
cage,
for your
yeah.
ass. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like,
Right.
That's it.
yeah, I'm coming for your ass.
That's a
Holmes.
professional fighter. That's the way it works.
that's-
Once that cage
That's
door
it.
locks,
That's
it's
that
like,
Acre
okay,
Holmes.
Acre
you're my
Holmes
friend
shit.
outside the cage. In here, you're trying to take food off my
Yeah.
table.
Yeah. that's-
Well, I compartmentalize really well.
Yeah.
I'm like, cool. Afterwards, we'll like hug and like, You know who did that really well with me? Me and Stan Fairtex. We fought like two dogs. It was like the fight of the year, fight of the century in one. Like, and afterwards, we were like so cool. We were like best friends. Yeah.
That's
I
awesome.
try and tell these guys
That's
that.
usually the
They're
way
like,
it works, right?
No, man, I can't fight him. That's my boy.
You have a different
I
respect
can't
after you
fight
come
him.
out of
That
the
dude
cage.
trained with me last week.
At the end of the
Dumb shit like that.
this is a lone road, At the
We
end.
did pads
man.
together a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. If
We
you're.
crossed paths in the hallway.
I used to date
Yeah.
his mom.
Yeah.
Shit
Yeah.
like that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Delonte West.
Yeah, and it's not like betrayal or anything. It's just like grow up, It's like
Right.
this is a business.
I
and
mean,
like,
you can play one-on-one basketball and then be friends.
yeah.
Same
Basketball
shit.
players, you don't think they're friends when they play each other, and they'll still dunk. And,
They don't kick each other in the face though on the court.
And
It's
they'll
a little-
talk shit.
It's a little different,
No.
but not that much.
It's a
But I get
sport.
it.
No, it's not different.
It's a
It's
sport.
I get
only
you.
people that don't fight say it's different because we're desensitized. What punching is the same as shooting a basket for us. It's all the same.
That's how
We don't
I
take it
would look
personal.
at it.
Well,
That's how I would look at it.
That's
That's
how
from a fighter
that's how
standpoint.
B
That's how
looks at it. That's
fighters
how a
think.
lot of like the high level professionals look
Right.
at it. But there's
These
some
young
guys
guys.
the younger guys that are like, oh no, that's my friend.
No, it's-
we train together and stuff. We
It's
can't
a
do
craft
that.
we
exactly.
practice, and that's all that is.
So what do you look for?
In a
as
man.
as
In a
fighter?
man?
That's what I thought that was.
We're not even getting to that
Diego,
yet.
hey, we're on our best behavior today, Diego.
I was
Come
gonna
on,
ask you that,
man.
but I was gonna ask you later.
Bro,
For a fighter.
How long is this
wanting-
fucking podcast?
as long as it takes.
Yeah, as long as it takes. Until we finish that bottle.
Yeah,
for
typically.
a fighter wanting to be managed by you.
Yeah. What is it? Okay.
In a man.
You know what? I didn't even know that answer. Obviously, it's talent and all that, but I didn't know that answer until I started managing fighters, and now I know my taste and what I'm not interested in. The great thing is I don't need this money, so I'm not gonna like lie to you to sign you to get money. I'm not. I mean, we're gonna make money, but I get to pick and choose who I want to sign. That's what's great about it being what I love, right? I want a fighter who is like a dog about it. Like, I don't need to check up on your training at any moment. I know people who make 6 figures off fighters, managers, but they have to call them to make sure they're training enough. I don't want that kind of money. I don't need that
No.
job. If you're not a dog, I want people who really
No
want
thanks.
it. Yeah, I want people who really want it. And then I also want fighters who don't have coaches or parents that will hinder my job or my process, because there's some parents.
Oh yeah,
Better.
yeah. I would imagine.
And the crazy thing is, for me saying that, I'm cutting myself from a lot of talent. Those are the talented ones, the ones that their parents raise up, whatever. But I just want to enjoy my job, and I want to take you where you need to go and make money. And so those are my personal preferences. But as far as like success, dude, it's MMA. They could be so talented and not go anywhere. You
There's
never
a small,
know.
I always say
Small.
super small percentage of guys that are going to make it to a point where they can financially be stable in MMA. It's just, it's hard.
And
It's
since
hard,
it's
man.
so hard to pick out for a promoter or a manager, then I go to the next best thing. I pick people who I feel like you're hungry. I feel like you're good. I feel like you respect what I do. And let's just see where it goes. I'm gonna help you make the right decisions. But MMA, you never know. Yeah, there's people where I thought, fucking, this is the one, And then there's people it's like I've written off and they signed to somebody else, and I'm like, oh wow, they're doing great. And it's not because the manager. It's at the end of the day, it's the fighting. Yeah. Management is just, are you comfortable? Are you taking the right fights? And do you make money, sponsorships and all that? But the rest, you guys, it's all up to you, And like, none of
For you, is this boxing going to be it? Or you still have that competitive?
She told us last
And
year. I don't know if you remember. She told us last year she came to a Fury show and she was like, I'm retired from MMA. I'm doing like, I'm
But
gonna
I would
manage
fight
fighters
for
and all that.
Fury.
Yeah. So she told us like unofficially last year,
can't
kind of off the
afford me,
record, that she
Eric.
was retiring. Yeah, she was retiring, but I'm interested to hear her answer now.
Fans to buy the fight. I
Yeah.
get OnlyFans to
Yeah,
sponsor the fight.
we'll get OnlyFans to sponsor the
doable.
fight
They
and
might
everything.
want you to show your feet or something, but
Hey, we fight barefoot. That's on your cameraman.
we'll fight barefoot. Hey, you're gonna see no gloves, just all feet.
Yeah.
No,
in the OnlyFans just feet division.
yeah, when somebody's gonna fall down, the
about-
foot's gonna go like that. Whose feet are those?
Hey, as far as my feet, slut them out. You can have my feet, slut them out.
I mean, what's people's infatuation with that?
I don't know.
But
I don't know.
it's lucrative, and I don't mind.
Do you
know?
like men's feet?
No, I don't like anyone's feet.
Feet in general are
I
pretty
like
gross.
animal feet. Their paws are so cute. Human feet are like, ugh.
Puppy feet.
Yeah.
Man, my
Pause,
dog. Listen, I got an
pause,
English
pause.
bulldog, and her feet smell like Fritos.
Ugh. You know what that means? That means Eric has been like doing a foot fetish thing with Callie.
No, not at all.
Yours
That's my
probably
baby.
smell like whiskey.
You leave Callie alone.
She said yours
You
probably
look
smell
your
like
feet
whiskey.
smell like whiskey.
They might. I mean,
Howler
they smell like leather today.
Hey, if they smell like Howler
Shout
Head
out
whiskey,
Space City Collective.
I don't. Get your foot off the table.
They smell like leather today.
I'm Asian. Get your foot off the table. Why do you have shoes on inside? I don't know
hey,
how much.
I'm in my socks today on the carpet.
Yeah, you
I don't know how much
lying
Howler
MF.
is paying you, but you're definitely bathing in this shit because I can smell it all over you.
Howler's Howler's good.
No, I'm telling him.
Apparently,
He's
apparently
like
I
a
smell
super
too much
ambassador.
Whiskey. Hey, I'm about Howler. Send me some shirts or something.
Yeah.
Howler head.
Swiss shirt.
Hey, she doesn't know who the Fury FC ambassador or the announcer is, but she knows who the Howler head ambassador is.
What if a return for deliverables of sponsorship is like, I don't know, like a stripper fund or like
No thanks.
like a OnlyFans
No thanks.
gift card, you know? OnlyFans gift card.
No thanks.
So like you're saying, like if OnlyFans says we'll sponsor you, but we're gonna let you have a membership with whoever you want for free.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of, or no, just like gift card. Like here's $500 to spend on OnlyFans. They get their 25% back, really, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, or whatever percentage they take. Hey,
So you like
OnlyFans.
if a strip club wanted to sponsor us and they're gonna give us girls instead
Like,
of
yeah.
I've almost had enough Howler to answer that
They
question.
do product all the time. I get like workout clothes or
Right.
whatever. I actually
Yeah.
don't take those sponsorships, but they do those all the time. I like shmoney, but
I mean, we can buy what you want when you have the money. But
Yeah.
free, we got a badass sponsorship with Space City Collective.
those are the homies. I actually have 2 pairs, and I
So,
bought all
shout
them.
out to Space
I
City.
bought some of my fighters some shoes from there.
I love it. That's my favorite. That's one of my favorite sponsorships.
Yeah, really? Because you're a sneakerhead.
I'm a sneaker.
I'm a fake sneakerhead. I buy stuff to make like the kids think I'm cool.
Oh
and
no,
that's it.
I am a real
I
sneakerhead.
know you guys despise us. Don't you?
I like what I like. I'm not a sneakerhead per se.
My
but
outfit
I like what I
starts
like.
from the feet
Those are
up.
clean. From the feet up.
Yeah,
Okay.
4s, 5s, 3s. I love my Jordans.
ones are the best.
So if you're a sneakerhead, do you take care of your toes, honey? Do you get pedicure? Cut-
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Good. Good.
Hands too.
Okay, let me see. Okay, look good.
I don't like long dirty fingernails.
It's good.
Not good. So earlier he started saying, "What do you look for? What are you got any plans to get married, kids, family?"
I've had those plans for. I've always wanted a kid. I've always wanted a husband, but this career, this ambition isn't built for it. I always got so jealous of like my teammates where they just go train and their wife's at home with kids packing their fucking suitcases and stuff. Like men don't. I haven't found a man yet that is like can have those supportive traits with also being an alpha. There's very rare men that have the duality factor.
Right.
Men are either alphas or that's beta. Oh, you're a bitch ass
God.
motherfucker. You pack your wife's
Yeah.
bags. No, like there's certain like I'm a very good. I think I'm a solid mix of a lot of things, and when you're like that, it's hard to find a solid mix like balance.
For
man.
sure.
Men, you can find an alpha man all day, makes money, makes his own schedule. He's a boss. But then you're gonna be at home and whatever. You can find
Right.
a soft man who like
The
travels
men, listen,
with you.
Piece of advice for the man: you have to do for the lady if you want the cookie.
God, wow, what profound advice.
You have to.
I mean,
you got to do what it takes, guys. Pack her fucking bags. Go to the wedding with her. Do whatever you got to do.
And I will tell you too, given cookie It's better than an obliged cookie. Because, like, some wives, they love their man, they'll give the cookie. But if you treat her well and she's offering and she's wanting and willing, that's always the best.
Instead of her
that's the
thinking
warmest
it's a
cookie.
job.
Yeah.
Of
You know,
course.
because some wives, they're like, okay, this is part of, I love my
have
man.
to.
I don't want him to cheat. I'll do it.
It's been
but
too
if
many
you
days.
but if you, that's a different type of cookie than when you keep her happy cookie.
That's a different type of cookie than nudging you at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
I'm
time to get up.
abstaining from this conversation, but I highly endorse everything that's being discussed.
But I think as far as wanting to give a legacy, that's where that mixture of alpha and beta.
Yeah.
Because it's hard. with
Cookies and legacy.
No, but
There
it's
you go.
hard
Sorry
with
for
men.
that.
It's hard with men because I miss the old alphas back in the day,
Right.
but y'all didn't have any kind of like care for the woman, or like you're too scared of being
Because you don't want to be called a pussy.
Right. And then
Yeah.
now you're too much of a pussy. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like, it's like, all right, I still want my man to open the door and pay for dinner because it's like nobody wants to get dressed up to pay for half the tab.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? So
Word.
it's like, I can't, it's hard. Hopefully, at some point when I have kids, they have a balance.
I blame
That's all you can wish for.
society for a lot of that.
Yeah.
There's like a balancing act. It's like, oh shit, should I open the door, or is she gonna yell at me for if I open the
Right.
door? Should I offer to pay, or is she gonna be like, I
Yeah.
got my own money and go off on me? You know,
But I
there's a
think
balancing
men,
act. you
I
know?
think men have it in them. Just stop
Oh, of
fighting what
course.
you think you should be.
Of course.
Just do
Do
what
it.
feels right. If you love somebody and you want to do some soft shit, do some soft shit. You know, and if you're pissed off when she acts a certain way, do some hard shit. You know, like, do what you feel. It's because you guys are always trying to fit into a box and do this and do that. Like, just be you. You know? So
if you want to massage some feet, right?
You better massage some feet.
Take
that's,
and
My
if she
feet
wants
make
you to
money.
take pictures while you do it,
my feet
by
make
all
money.
means.
My feet pay the bills. You better massage.
You better
these feet.
massage B's feet. Her feet making money.
That's where I was going with
That
that.
steak you eating,
Be
B's feet
comfortable.
paid
Be
for 'em,
comfortable
baby.
with that.
Yes.
Hey, be comfortable with that. Okay. You make
Only
money.
men I find like that are older men, but then I want kids. So I've dated 40. No, there's this guy I really like. Shout out to
You don't have to. You don't
No,
have to.
shout out to Joe.
Initials.
Joe. He's done with having kids though. He's fixed.
Joe Solis?
No.
Joe Solis is fixed. He's a married man.
Joe Solis!
Eric Garcia, I blame you for this.
No, but I
Damn
really,
it.
I
Joe,
really
you the
like
man,
him. He's
Joe.
older, 42.
I'm about to ref. Joe's
But-
reffing every
Joe
day.
Don't have
McCamish?
kids anymore, you know. So it's freaking hard for us out here in these streets.
Yeah. So he doesn't want.
Keep your wife happy. Keep your wife happy.
Yeah, happy
don't
wife,
come
happy
back out
life,
here.
right?
Listen, because
Don't
I know
come
some
back out
40-year-old
here.
guys that are just having kids.
Yeah.
Lester.
Lester Batres.
that's-
Lester's got a 1-year-old.
Wait.
Yeah.
Lester had another one.
Yeah. He's got an
Damn.
18-year-old, 19-year-old, and he just had a baby.
You know.
Last year.
You know
He just
who-
got unfixed.
Beautiful baby. He
You
just
know
got
who-
unfixed.
You know who's a confident OG? It's Lester. I've known Lester for so long. He just has that aura of like
Yeah.
he's who he is.
Yeah.
Whether he fought or he didn't fight, you knew he was gonna beat
He
your
was a
ass.
good fighter.
You knew he was gonna beat your ass regardless. You know, like
Yeah, he
he
don't
could be at
take
the
shit.
grocery
He's an
store.
OG, funny motherfucker, and he loves
Yeah.
drinking howler with us.
Yeah.
We got to get him back on.
And
the
he's
show
still-
soon.
he's
we
still
brought
married,
him on.
right?
Yeah.
Good husband.
We brought him onto the podcast, and he had so much fun.
Yeah. I was just saying we got to do that again soon
he
because
got-
we
He's got a
didn't
bunch
even
of
scratch the
kids.
surface with
This
him.
podcast is like a man cave. Of course he loves. He has a bunch of fucking
He's
kids.
got 3.
There's a lot of views.
Only
He
3.
has 3.
Yeah.
Why did I multiply that?
He
by
only
the way?
has 3 because
I'm
you got 10
undocumented.
brothers and sisters. You got brothers or just sisters? You got brothers,
Yeah.
obviously.
Dude, he got 9 siblings. There's brothers and sisters.
Can you imagine if it was
Goddamn.
all 9 Bs?
Wow, man.
No, it's worse
9
than me.
females.
No, I'm
Golly.
the softest one,
You're You're not the youngest.
and I'm not soft at all. I'm the youngest.
She is the youngest.
And they're like,
You are the youngest?
yeah, I'm the youngest.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they're scary.
They were
They're
like,
very scary.
okay, that's it.
They're
Now, once
scary.
B
Did
came
they
out,
get
ooh,
softer as they kept
she's too
coming
tough.
up?
Yes.
Okay, so the oldest one is a girl,
Yeah.
and she's hard as fuck.
Yes, and the second one, yeah, and they're like, the oldest one came by boat. We all came by planes, and then the second one, like, you know, just refugees turned multimillionaires. They didn't do it being soft. You know what I mean? Refugees. We're not talking about like flew over here and had family here already. We're talking about like from we're here. You know? Yeah.
So did
Insane.
she answer the man?
Got a lot of
question the
respect for
listeners?
that.
Did I answer the man question?
Yeah,
A mix.
I think so. A mix.
Just
All
be
right,
yourself.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. That's a great.
You have a preference on race? It doesn't matter.
I have preference on skin color.
Okay.
So like,
She doesn't like white guys or something. I
No,
mean,
no, there's white guys I find
You're not
attractive.
gonna hurt my feelings.
There's Europeans I find attractive. Like some Spanish men are a little darker. I like melanin. So like Filipinos and like Hispanic. I've never dated Hispanic actually. No, Justin's half
Justin,
Mexican, and Jewish, but he was more Jewish. But black men, Asians, certain Asians, I don't like Chinese men. It's not race. It's literally skin color.
See, if she caught me in the summertime, she wouldn't have looked at me like that. I tan really well.
And the hair is immaculate, honey.
Thank you, beautiful.
So-
He's got the greatest hair
Yeah.
in MMA.
Yeah, he does.
Him and Lester.
No, but yeah, that's it. Just melanin and like a balance. But then I said something really simple for type, but such a hard thing to.
So like Joe Solis's color.
Yeah. What's your thing? What's his thing with Joe?
You
Solis?
said Joe. I thought
Professor
Joe
Joe's
Solis.
got some melanin in him.
Yeah.
He's got a nice
That's,
tan.
talk about OG. That's
Joe
OG.
Solis is the OG.
Hey, is
Oldest Golden
is
Gloves
my
winner
clock guy
ever.
Still working? He's not. Huh? He was old.
Who?
The white guy with the white hair. I think he was all peppered out, salt and peppered. He does the bell for TLR.
The only people I have are
Duke?
Sammy, and D.
Somebody
Carolina.
Duke?
Him.
You talking about
Might
Fat
be
Duke?
Duke. It might be Duke.
Heavyset glass?
Yes.
He still works?
Duke? Yeah,
Runs a strip club?
Every now and then we see Duke.
Yeah.
Every now and then we
Duke's
see
like
Duke.
the DJ or something for the strip club,
Duke
right?
probably does it when he wants to do it. He's like on his own
Right.
schedule at this point,
I
I'm
hate
sure.
being
Rob
old.
Alexander?
Dude, whenever, yeah, no, I don't think it's Rob Alexander.
That's
he,
one.
I think
You
he
know who
got.
that is?
Yeah.
Jeez.
You guys have all like new people. That's one thing about being old. I hate.
Well, it's
Listen,
not
it's not
y'all.
by-
We
it's not
don't.
by
We don't
our
get a
choice,
pick.
I used
Yeah.
to walk up in events and like your Fury one, I got stopped 4 times, and I'm so stuck up in Texas, kind of like because we.
Don't
we
you
grew up
know
in it.
who I am?
But more of relationship, not like fame or anything. You know, just
Yeah.
like I usually walk in, no problem. No
I've seen
tickets
you
yet.
before,
Eric had to
right?
leave me tickets, and I'm like, oh, there's all new people in TLR now, and I'm like, oh.
And we don't pick those guys. Like, and that's a big misunderstanding with the general public.
Yeah.
They
That's a
think-
whole other podcast
Gus
right here,
Dixon.
man.
Yeah, so they think that I pick the refs, the judges, the timekeepers. A fight goes bad, it's my fault. Why'd
Those
you pick
Fury
that ref?
judges are terrible.
I remember fighters saying that.
I'm never going to a Fury show. The judge fucked me.
Yeah, we didn't hire those judges. Those are by the state. That's state regulated.
Do you have a favorite Houston MMA memory that you could think of? There's a lot of them. Like, we like to ask the guests that have come up in Houston MMA, but there's a ton of them. So I'm gonna ask you about
There's
a memory.
a whole Houston MMA culture.
Oh yeah, there is.
From
She was
like
involved in it.
Exactly, she was
she
there.
was involved
so
in it.
that's why her wheels are spinning around. She's like,
Yeah, it's
"Oh
a
my
lot.
god,
There's a lot to
what
think
would be my
about.
favorite?"
She
Top
spin?
2, top 3, just freestyle. You don't have to like just pick your favorite, but you've got such a wealth of knowledge from the Houston MMA scene from back in
Okay,
the
do you
day.
guys remember that guy? I hated this guy, and he's still around.
yeah, we
so
remember that guy.
If you see me, let's not pretend like we're friends. We don't like each
I
other.
hate a lot of guys.
The guy that what's his name? I don't even remember his name. He threw up in the Legacy cage.
Levi.
Levi West. Man. That guy. Oh, I don't hate him. I'm sorry. I don't hate you. You're just not my type, like a person.
He's too light. He's too
He's
light
a white
skinned.
guy.
He used to come by the gym and check in on his Facebook, but not come in.
He's too light skinned.
Anyways, he's nice, but
The kid was talented as fuck.
he's so talented. His
So
boxing,
talented.
was so good.
Fastest hands.
Yeah, he just like. I guess I'm a hater. I'm not. I don't hate you. I'm a hater of yours because you had so much talent. I didn't have any, and like I worked so hard, but like
Yeah.
he just didn't work hard enough for his talent.
Can you
And-
imagine had that kid worked super hard? He beat Jeffrey Neal in the amateurs in the cage contest.
Eric was
good.
really big on him.
I was high on
early
Levi.
on.
But that was
he
my,
got booked a lot.
That's one of my favorite moments when he threw up in the cage.
Yeah.
That was
He
funny.
threw up in the cage, and then like every fight that he fought, he was beating the shit out of them.
Do you know why he threw up?
Until the very
his
end.
conditioning is terrible because he doesn't train
He said
hard
it was
enough.
his mouthpiece.
He doesn't train hard enough.
That's the.
Is that your favorite MMA moment?
Yeah.
Train hard enough. Oh, no, but almost and okay, don't get sad on me, okay? But almost when Chris used to fight,
Chris?
Reed.
Oh yeah.
Almost every memory of Chris. Honestly.
See, I was getting
And
ready to
Mick's-
bounce and go use the
Mick's
restroom real
house
quick.
parties.
Chris
Mick's
Reed
house
is my
parties.
dude.
Who's?
Mick's house
Yeah,
parties.
those
Even
two.
though I hide from Andrea and Mick because I can't ever drink with them.
Oh, good God.
Can't nobody drink with Mick.
Mickey One More has knocked me
I
out
went
twice.
to the rodeo
The
with
only
them
person that
the
can
other
drink
day.
with Mick is Sean Shelby's girlfriend.
P.
I'm scared of her too. She's the
P'll
cutest.
get down.
She's cutest, but I hide.
Yeah.
Holy moly. Andrea can drink too.
Yeah, but Andrea knows her stopping
Limits,
point.
yeah.
Me and
Limit,
Mick don't.
limit.
Yeah,
And we always
Mick
talk about it the
don't.
But
next
does
day.
Mick even have a limit? I've never seen him sloppy.
No, Mick will go. Like, Mick's a G.
Hey,
But
she
I've
wasn't
never
there
seen-
at the birthday thing where we did the lunch.
I've been gone.
Whew, yeah,
years.
yeah. It was like me and Eric and Rich and Mick. We went out and had
Mick, yeah,
lunch.
but Mick never gets sloppy, though.
No.
He can handle it.
He can-
We got sloppy that night.
Do tell.
No, that's it. That's the story. That's it. That's it. That's the story.
So your favorite MMA memory is Levi throwing
Honestly,
up.
it can't be the favorite.
Barstool
it's
Jiu-Jitsu.
like,
Do you have a memorable Houston MMA fight that you went to see live and you were like, holy shit, this is the best fight I've ever seen live?
you guys, I get hit in the head for a living. You guys
I'll
are
tell
telling
you
me-
which
Okay, go.
my favorite one
Go.
was when Alex Morano fought Baby Monster.
Ooh, that was a good one.
And he was losing the fight,
That
and
was
then
a
he
good
clipped
one.
him and put him away, and
That was a good one.
that was a wrap.
That was good. Holly Holm's head kick was good too.
I fought on that card.
You fought on that
I
card?
fought on that. I was the first fight of the night on that
Oh
card.
my god.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
When she head kicked that black chick.
Mhm.
What's
Yeah.
her name?
She fought a few times afterwards too.
Yeah.
That's one thing about me. Terrible with names.
And that's what,
Me
and that's why I
too.
say, like, if you think of the talent that came through Legacy when Mick had it,
Yes.
Mick is
Yes.
a fucking man.
And the thing is, like it's
dude is
really
a
a
man.
small world. Like Holly, I fought with her when she debuted, and then I end up in Jackson's, and then we're
Yeah.
really good friends. She's like my big sister. And then Michelle, I like saw her there for Invicta, and I was like a fan of hers, and then she became my sister. Like it's just crazy. And then Mick now, I get to work with we get to work with Mick on this capacity. It's like cool. It's so cool.
He brought this whole thing, like,
Yeah, he's
Full
our god.
circle.
He's like our godfather.
He
Sorry
brought
to
it
make you feel old, but
he brought that thing full circle. And a lot of people would say Saul Solis was the Godfather.
Saul.
You know,
But I wasn't in Saul's time.
I wasn't fighting around that era, but I was going to his shows. I was like in my 20s, probably.
Well, it was me with
I wasn't around.
Legacy.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I was 20, you were 10.
Yeah.
No, you were like 11 or 12.
Yeah.
So,
That's still too young. Huge gap.
yeah, that's about 10 years.
Yeah. Isn't that the same? No, man.
That same as what? Say it,
Time
B.
Pat Barry and Rose were dating.
Are they 10 years apart? Are they 10 years apart?
Yeah.
Man,
Huge.
so listen, I think that's a problem when you're obviously the man's 20 and the girl's 10, but once the man is 30 and the girl's 21,
Yeah. Now it's
it's not
fine.
a big deal.
Now
Once
it's
the man's
fine.
40 and the girl's 33,
Yeah. Now it's
50
fine.
and
You have
40.
to wait for the person to finish developing their brain.
yeah, I agree.
You know.
But that's
now
called
it's fine.
grooming, though. If it's
Yeah.
Maybe
It's called
it's-
Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah, but honestly, like a lot of younger girls are looking for older men because they don't want the bullshit.
yeah,
Younger
they want the
women
mixer,
like
alpha.
25, not fucking 14, 11,
Oh yeah,
12.
of course.
Yeah.
But like for you, like a woman in her 30s,
Yeah.
are you looking for a 20-year-old or a 50-year-old?
No, I would rather an older man, but at this point, I'm like, you know what? I might as well get rich and just have a kept young man or something, because this is getting hard. I see why guys look for younger men at this point, because like finding a match, somebody older would have to be a match, right? A partner. But then if you don't find that, I'm like, you know what? I can just settle for somebody who adores me that's younger.
You don't do dating websites and shit, huh?
I did Raya for a while.
How'd that work out?
Dated a bunch of cool celebrities, and they're all weird. So
So you expect the guy like to take you out? You were saying earlier, and like they should pay for dinner, open the door
okay,
for
so here's
you.
the thing.
Is Diego still trying to get a date? I mean,
Here's
I'm
the
not-
here's the thing. It's like you don't pay.
I mean, I'm talking for the general public
Yeah,
who
don't
are listening to this
don't
podcast.
pay my bills. Don't take care of my life in any way. But a date is a gift.
Right.
A gift is a gift. Those things should be like given with enthusiasm. Okay? But nobody's asking you to fucking, if somebody's asking you to pay for dinner or the trip or get picked up or whatever, we're not like asking you to pay our rent. Those are the women you'd be careful for. The rent and my light bill's low and all that shit. No, you're fine before you met
And I
me.
think a lot of men worry about that nowadays. Like,
Yeah.
you think it's hard probably for a woman to meet a man? I couldn't imagine a man trying to meet a woman in this day and age.
No
Dude,
thanks.
especially somebody that does well for themselves.
Yeah.
Like, does she really like
Yeah.
me?
Yeah.
Or does she like me because I can take care of myself and I can take care of her?
Well, the thing is, you let her know that you're capable, but you don't offer it. That's the thing. Men, I've had a guy tell me, "Oh, I don't want people for my money," but then all you do is talk about your damn money.
Right.
Nobody brought it up. You did, or you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Or you're trying to upgrade her life and all
I
that.
don't
No.
understand that.
Just never talk about money, but take her to a nice place, treat her like a princess, pay for the meal, but never talk about money. Don't talk about money. And talk about all the interests and everything else.
That's what I tell my
You know?
sons. Don't talk about credit or money.
Yeah.
Leave it alone.
Or politics?
I don't care about
Politics is actually important for somebody. If you're just dating, cool.
I guess I don't talk about
But
politics
if you're
because I'm not
looking for-
educated enough on that subject.
But so see me, my
I won't do-
family's
I can't do it.
extremely educated. My
Right.
sister's like one of my sisters PhD. They're all
I'm educated, but not
you
in.
take them home.
I don't think
But
about politics.
I take somebody home.
Politics
they have to sit
isn't an
with my
education,
family.
though, per se.
But it is. It's not educate, but it's intellect. Because you have to be intelligent enough to have your own opinions, your own mind, for real, not regurgitation of
of course.
information, and also to seek information for yourself and not regurgitate information. And those two skills takes intellect. So I definitely need to make sure you have intellect, because you're not raising my child to just take any information they fucking want from random internet. Because it's only gonna get worse, right? That's it. Like, there's no argument in that, right? I'm not saying one side or another. I'm just saying, like, I'm not educated.
But are you going to argue Republican and Democrat?
But who are you going to vote for?
There, shit like that. That's what I'm talking about.
That's what they'll do.
That's
though.
different.
Yeah, of
Honestly,
course.
he
Yeah,
can vote
that's
for
what I'm talking about.
He can vote for somebody different than me. I don't force anybody to feel the way I fucking feel.
Right.
So would you marry a guy that voted for Donald Trump?
Yeah, of course.
Would you marry a guy that voted for Joe Biden?
That's just stupidity. That's not even. That's not even politics.
your opinion.
That's not politics, though. That's not. Okay, so let me tell you about me. I was a liberal, right? I did a lot of activism work all the way up until Biden happened. Then a lot of my activist friends kind of turned away from me because this is serious stuff. Like I am on that platform, so I was asked to be on his campaign. Like, literally asked to join his campaign, and I refused.
Biden's?
Yes, I refused because I was with them, and not them, but the people that supported him and what they wanted in the future. But I didn't think, just because I agree with you on that, I can disagree with you on something else. I didn't think he was the right one. So I got canceled for it, kind of. Not really, but just like the relationships weren't there anymore.
You're gonna polarize some people. Yeah.
Right. So now I am a moderate because of honestly or unfucking identified or whatever, because it's just too crazy. It's too crazy. Yeah. It's a lot of interrupting.
That's why I don't dive into it, because I'm just like, man, it's
taking it personal.
ongoing, never-ending
I'll say this.
and people takes it personal.
I'm not going to dive into it too much.
You seem like you're extremely passionate, and you're a scary person.
I haven't said anything.
I can sense it. You wanted so badly to interject.
I haven't said anything.
I can feel the pressure of politics is coming from my left side.
No, not at all. Not at all, B-Win. I'll say this. Most people that think they're Democrats are not Democrats. And most people that think they're Republicans are not Republicans, unless you're like paying $50,000 a plate at a fundraiser. You're not either one. Right. You're a fan. You're no more a Democrat or Republican than you are a New England Patriot or a Houston Texan or whatever. You're a fan.
It's hard.
You turn on the TV and you watch what you watch, and you like what you like, and you hear what you hear, and you regurgitate what you regurgitate. Most people don't formulate their own opinions. So even the people that thought, I'm a Republican, I voted for Donald Trump.
I'm an orphan of
How much did you do? You bought a T-shirt. Okay, Donald Trump doesn't give a fuck about you. Same thing with the other side. Oh, you bought a Joe Biden T-shirt. Oh, bumper sticker. They don't give a fuck about you unless you spent $50,000 a plate at their fundraiser. Then you're in the game. Then you're a Republican. Then you're a Democrat. Otherwise, you're just a fan, and they want the fan vote, and they pander for that. And that's all I got to say. I didn't pick a side. I didn't go at anybody.
I feel like I'm at like a divorce meeting for like whenever we talk about politics. I'm an orphan of politics. Like I just like.
My dad told me whenever I was very young, he's like, "You're a libertarian. You just don't know it." And I didn't know what that meant at the time, but that
is he right?
I don't identify with the political party, but I mean, if you got to narrow me down, I'm very individual liberty. I'm very individual mindset. I'm very much about that. And the other two parties are not about that.
No, that's good for you, because I think that like nowadays people are like, if you don't pick one side or the other, you don't care. It's apathy. It's not apathy. It is the freedom to not agree.
There
with
are a lot of
either
people who
side.
are apathetic out there, though. I mean, whether you take an interest in it or not, it's going to affect you. But I mean, how do you
if both my parents are fucked up, I'd rather be an orphan.
Yeah. Right? Boom. Hey.
You know what I mean?
High five to that.
You guys both suck. I'm just gonna go hang out with the homies and figure life out on my own.
Bingo.
It's kind of how I feel.
We need more people to want to be orphans.
Just a bunch of orphans.
and overthrow the two terrible parents that have been in charge for way too long.
But let me just say, my citizenship in Vietnam is almost approved. So if
you're leaving.
One more motherfucking Karen tells me to go home, I will go home soon.
No, don't do
You're coming home to Texas, B.
I thought you were coming home to Houston, right?
Texas.
You know, when I lived in Cali with my mom, I missed Texas so much.
Once
was
you go
like,
to Texas,
I
I mean,
miss Texas so
I would
much.
move to Vegas actually.
No, you think that. You think that.
until you
I
get
feel
there.
I feel like moving to Vegas would benefit my company
It
so
would.
much more.
It would. It did what it did. It did. What do they say? It gave what it was supposed to give.
we wouldn't be neighbors anymore, though.
Yeah.
I know.
But
I
with
won't
the
move to
family-
Texas because then I can't have
With
lunch
the
with them.
family, I think it could work out. But for me, it's extremely lonely.
No, if I moved, I would just move by myself.
I've never. Oh. You'll be lost.
Leave Tara behind to manage the
The devil's
compound.
gonna be playing all up in your ear.
What would she do to the man cave if you went to
know.
Vegas? She'd turn into a she shed, and it just wouldn't work, Eric.
Why don't we
You
just
can't go
swap?
anywhere.
I go to get taken care of by your wife.
Hey,
and
so
she
B,
can- and then you
is
go to
there-
my house because it sucks over
Is there
It's lonely.
anybody that you wanted to fight that you didn't get to fight?
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah, that's
Who is
yeah,
he?
Yeah.
Who is he, B?
It doesn't really make sense, but Paige Van Zandt, I've always wanted to fight her.
Paige?
Yeah.
Paige?
I'd pay to see it. That'd be a good fight.
You pay for
she's,
OnlyFans?
She's kind of big.
I didn't say that. I said I'd pay to see the fight.
I mean, fuck.
I'm too
happy.
resourceful to pay for OnlyFans. I'll put it.
I'm one of those people that genuinely loves to see people win. So, like, I'm so happy she's making all that money and she's married or whatever and hope she's happy. But I don't know why. I've just always, like, she's always been, like, I think because I'm such
She's a lot bigger than you.
Yeah, she is. I mean, it didn't happen. It wouldn't happen. But
That was the first thing you said. I had to find a catch weight for it, but I'd still pay to see it. Catch weight, like 127 or whatever.
I've
B's
always-
a 105.
No, I'm not. Strong
No, no?
weight. Yeah, I fought 115 in the last. They say atom weight.
But you have
it's
fought at
115.
105.
Yeah, for all the times you knew me, yeah.
Yep.
But I just like because she's kind of just had things kind of. She worked hard, but her opportunities were so given to her that I want to fight people like that because I'm so underdoggy and like So I just wanted
Great marketing for the fight.
I just
for sure.
wanted that kind of fight, like
The privileged
princess
Karen.
versus
Yeah.
like the girl from the woods or some shit like that. But gotta make my character look good.
The
if
girl
you guys
next
do a
door
commercial.
from the girl from the hood, I mean,
Yeah.
it's like, I'd pay to see
Still
it.
tipping.
Be a great
Yeah,
fight.
still tipping.
I'll go.
Hey, you got
I'll go.
H-Town behind me always. I will say shout out to H-Town.
Yeah.
Kiati showed me love. The homie Slim. Although Slim, my first fight, Slim bet against me.
What?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he lost 40
What a
bucks.
dick move.
Yeah,
That's not
he's a
cool
dick.
at all.
He knows that.
Yeah,
We've
I'm
been
sure he
friends
does.
for like 15 years. He knows.
It's been a minute since I've seen him.
Everybody supported me. Johnny, everybody supported my whole career.
Johnny Dang.
He's like, I tell everybody
Did
we're
he
brothers.
make you a big ass
He's been
chain?
trying to make me a grill my whole
I
entire
was gonna
career.
say his
but
chain.
it's
He did
not
a
my
grill.
thing.
She's a grill, right?
That's not my thing.
Why? Just for even the mouthpiece.
Just to say you have a
Mouthpiece
Johnny
grill.
Dang grill. I mean, you don't have to wear it anywhere. You just show it. Just
Okay,
hold it
I'll
up.
go do it after this.
Johnny Dang.
I'll go to his house. and do
Before
it.
we get out of here,
I'm not a grill guy either. I wouldn't wear
you
it.
got any questions for us?
Why did you smile like
Oh
that?
my
I'm
god!
just
asking.
That was hey,
What's
I'm like that was a little. That was
I'm
like
just asking.
what?
I'm just
What?
asking.
What's she supposed to
What
ask?
am I supposed to be receiving?
no.
right
Because
I don't
because
know.
we asked you everything
Yeah,
that we
yeah.
wanted to ask. Well, I did. I don't know if y'all did.
What about
But
Fury?
we like
What
to
about
give the
Fury?
guests-
Is there anything about
Okay,
Fury?
Fury I can
or,
do.
Or
We like
Eric's,
to give
Eric,
the guests-
Eric's
Fury-
approach to business with Fury that you'd like to know more
Fury,
about?
I can do. Do you have So right now, obviously, you're a great feeder, right? You work well with Mick, and you love the UFC, et cetera, et cetera. Do you have any aspirations to be a big competitor?
To the UFC?
No, UFC, honestly, it's not the main character anymore. Like UFC, PFL, Bellator is doing well, ONE's doing well. I think that it's very healthy for the UFC even to have people, PFL's doing really well. But do you have aspirations to be, no?
I don't. I love the UFC.
You like facilitating the success
Yes.
into UFC.
Like I went to the UFC Christmas party this past year,
Uh-huh.
and I already had loved the company, but just being there at the Christmas party and meeting more people, like the culture of the UFC is just fucking amazing. Like everybody vibes. I love everything about the company.
Yeah.
I think, and I've made it real clear, like we build talent for the UFC. I'm not interested in building talent for Bellator or PFL.
Really?
And I've never heard a fighter say, I want to make it
My
to Bellator.
goal is to
I
make it
wanna
to
make to
Bellator,
here, I
right?
want to make it to there. That's just
Yeah.
me. So that's my goal. Now, if I know for sure the door to the UFC is closed and they don't have an opportunity, then I will willingly help them get to PFL or Bellator. I've sent a couple guys to PFL. Juan Adams came
Yeah,
back
Juan
after
Adams
he
went
got
there
cut
recently,
from the
yeah.
UFC.
High heavyweight, right?
Yeah, he fought for us, and then Ray and them called us, and they wanted him in PFL, and I released him. I said, yeah, if this is good for him, he's going to make money. Anthony Romero. I tried to get him in the UFC, 13-1 lightweight, and I kept on and kept on, and
Yeah.
There was no interest there. PFL called. I released him. I let him go. So I'm open to letting these guys go make money. But my main goal and my preference is
putting them in the UFC.
Put them in the UFC. That's just, to me, that's the world.
They're the NFL. They're Major League Baseball. They're the NBA.
That's my opinion.
We want to send them to the biggest platform that we can.
Yeah.
And I think for MMA, that's where they're gonna get the most exposure. I'm not gonna say they're gonna make the most money there, but I think that they can go in there and get the most exposure.
You can't promise them money. You can promise them an opportunity.
Right. And I think once you make it to the UFC, you'll get more exposure, and then PFL might see you and want you if you get cut from there.
I didn't know
Bellator.
that. I didn't know that about Fury. Interesting.
That's our goal. Well, that's my goal.
Okay.
So
That's great. Yeah, that's all I wanted to
Cheers to
know.
that.
I wish you guys the best of luck in all your endeavors.
You got any questions for him?
No, I love I applaud you for your endurance. You've been doing this a long time. You're doing a good job.
13
So you
years.
guys keep going.
So my question is what's your 5-year plan? Like, what's your goal as far as
5-year plan. I want 3 properties, rental properties. I want to be with a steady partner. And then I want to start a family, hopefully at the end of 5 years. I don't have a lot of goals left for myself.
You've accomplished a lot.
Yeah, you have.
For like
You
the
have.
selfishness, like the legacy, the experiences, I think I'm pretty much done. I mean, I'm welcome to more, but I just want to make money and help other fighters do things the shorter route, the easier route, the better route, the smarter route.
Get to a point of stability in their lives.
But have reserve. I want fighters. If you're interested in signing for me, I want you to grow as a fighter, but also grow as a person. I think we neglect that, and then you end up with just a shell of a person who the shell's already broken from the years of fighting. You don't have a mind anymore. You don't have a plan. You don't have relationships. You've cut off your relationships. So that's kind of my goal, is to nurture the human also as well as the career.
And as far as me being a first responder and appreciating your platform as far as domestic violence.
Right.
I mean, what's your message for people that at that point where they need to change to being as far as being a victim
Right.
to being a advocate?
Right. You the main thing is to change your first, in order to change your
Partner. Change your partner.
Yeah, change your partner. But in order
That's
to
number
do
one.
that, and in order to
Leave.
change your mentality, you have to find your empowerment back, and that's whether it be training, getting fit, stripping. Sometimes people think sexual freedom is a thing. Dating, family. Go back to your family. You know, it doesn't matter. Find that empowerment first, then shift your mentality from being a survivor victim to being to thrive. So the goal is not to survive; it's to thrive, right? So this is where I'm going to be doing most of my work, because now I can tell the full story. Now I've gone full circle.
Right.
So that's the problem. You can survive DV and then just be a DV survivor for the rest of your life, or you can just move on. So for me, I tell my story to help other people, but I don't walk around with DV on my head. Not that it's shame, but that it's no longer.
Yeah, it's not where you dwell, though. It's not. Yeah.
I mean, you don't dwell,
No.
but it's not who I am.
It's not who you identify yourself as.
Sure. So that's my thing. First is empowerment. So it's always steps, you know. Don't get ahead of yourself.
No.
So that's it. That's all. And fighters, don't sign to people just for their name. Do not make any decisions based on clout. That is probably, like, it seems simple, but it's probably my biggest. I'm not saying sign with me. Don't sign with big names because I'm not a big name. No, it doesn't matter with me or anybody else. Sign because you got to know somebody and they're good people and you want to vibe with them and you want to ride with them. You know what I mean? Don't chase clout. Clout doesn't last at all. Yep, that's it.
Eric Garcia, I want to be released from my contract. I chased the name.
Where do you want to go?
Nowhere. I'm a Fury till I die.
Same
So
here.
so
Same
hey,
here.
so
The company's gonna do that
B-Win
Yes.
versus Paige Van Zandt
Oh, Lord.
retirement match at Fury FC 100.
break the bank.
I'll
Why
take
don't
it.
you?
That's gonna be like right there at the end of the year. All right.
Sponsored by OnlyFans.
OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Brought to
Howard
you
Head
by
probably.
OnlyFans.
Yeah. Of course. So
Howard Head
let's
Whiskey.
make it happen. Let's
Brought
go
to
to
you by
work.
Howard Head
You heard it
Whiskey.
here
We
first.
loved it.
Well,
On
let's
Fury
let's go
Unleashed.
to work. Let's
Yeah.
make it
You
happen.
did say Howard Head was good, right?
Howler was
Yeah, she liked the howler.
All right, Haller.
She just doesn't like
gotta-
that I
you
poured
gotta
so
do
much
it.
in my cup.
Athlete. Come on.
That's good.
All right.
good.
Hey
Listen.
guys, I think the time for talk is over. This has been Fury Unleashed.
Go, go, go!